joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Whole professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dope. Over 120 in the sun for fun. They mash for hours, hooker baths, not showers. Bright and early, down and dirty for the cash and power. They gotta get the cash, the towers, and reach it all to a pimp. In my position, I'm all but exempt. These bras not wimps, I'm like them renegade bitches. BFFs with tricks but never getting paid riches. Grenade bitches, they dynamite, blowing up on the pimpin' and missing when the time is right. But when they life gets strife, they see pimpin' shining bright, but they action is life without. Bitch, one strike you out. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. See, that's the difference, nigga. The pimpin' mashing for these riches, nigga. Nothing like you master magician, niggas. Smoking mirrors with your game, hella extras to reflect the opposite appearance of a lame. Bitches coming from y'all, I can't rock with those. Tender-footed and rooted in them doctor shows. Soft shoe rituals, minute residuals. Papers on life support, your loots and critical. Something I learned about with running my earned route and working with turnouts is murdering burnouts. Cause knocking one of you niggas for a scarred bitch, that's knocking one of you niggas for some garbage. I'm heartless regardless, empty with sympathy, but banked up to the max with pimpathy. No remedy for me, I'm like this. My life is vice grip, synced in permanent ink. You can't rewrite this. My blood type is P positive, beautifully deposited with a lot of it. I'm popping this shit, and when I pop it so hard I make a trapping ass bad bitch wanna hoe hard. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. Come on, pimpin', man, pop that shit. Show these sucker niggas they can't stop that shit. Let these hookers know if they wanna cop that shit. Treat the bag like it's hot, bitch, and drop that shit. And to you hoes, if you ever took a loss, bitch, show these bitches how to bounce back like a boss, bitch. Let them know that the best way to floss, bitch, is reach that paper to some pimpin' hoe and toss it. Can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Poppin' pimpin', nigga, can't stop, won't stop. Smashing on these bitches, nigga. One of them joints right here, man, that you play when you feeling down on your ism, right? Play this shit right here and resuscitate your pimpin' and get you right back on your mission, right? For you hoes, this that shit you play when you ain't feeling like super hoe today. Play this shit right here and spark up your hoeing and get you right back going, you dig? Dig this. Pimps for real, don't mistake it for fashion. The turf that birthed my reputation for mashing was the track with active, attractive hoes. Whole professional goers that attract the dough. Like magnets to metal, never settle. We scorching them fag bitches pedal for them portions. My whores win it all. Not the ones on the sideline wishing but didn't ball in the guidelines. My bitches did it all. Down 7 below in the snow for dough. Over 120 in the sun. Bring that shit to the blade. Yeah, let's chop and pop this game, man. Y'all already know what to do. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button. The saga continues, man. See, this is one of the main things people need to learn from this situation with Fresh and Fit. It is such a beautiful thing to be yourself. When you put on a facade, when you put on an image that's not genuine, you got to keep up with that image. You got to keep up with that lie. And as we've seen many times on this internet at this point, hey, man, that living up to the lie shit ain't easy, man. Everybody seems to get exposed at some point. But we're going to get into this shit, man. The drama continues. Fresh and Trick. Y'all already know what I got to do, man, before we get off into this shit, man. I got to hydrate my game. Put some of this good old love juice, this H to the Izzo in my body. Yeah, man. So with no further ado, we going to get straight into this shit, man. This shit is crazy. It's a whole lot going on with this Fresh and Trick situation, man. The Fresh Trick CEO, his partner, they keep making themselves look lamer and lamer as time progresses. And, man, it's crazy. Them boys, Abba and Preach, boy, they some wild boys. Yeah, man, Abba and Preach been going in on them dudes, man, and they been having fun, you know, at these dudes' expense. So, this is one thing I want to touch on, man. See, this dude, Fresh, well, really Fresh and Fit, they both make a fool of themselves, but the Fresh guy in particular, the Fresh Trick CEO, this dude is so reckless with his mouth. He is so careless and so gameless and so goofy. It don't make no sense. It's like, dude, how stupid can you be? And this is who some of y'all probably done bought courses from. This is who some of y'all probably done paid for some game. And I know you want some game so bad that, you know, whoever sounds good, you willing to, if they sound good enough, they're convincing enough, you know, you willing to pay them. And listen, there ain't nothing wrong with paying for some game. If you find value in it, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is what you got to understand. Anybody can retain some information and regurgitate the information that they retain. Anybody can do that. But, you know, it's another thing when somebody is genuine, when somebody practices what they preach, when they're being the message that they bring. As my brother Andre Taylor would say, be the message that you bring. These dudes are not being the message that they bring. They're not practicing what they preach. So, yeah, man. Exhibit A. These dudes are so silly. Check this out. Let me get to the beginning of this clip. Now, on this clip here, the boy, the Fresh Trick CEO right here to the right, they about to have a discussion and he's about to expose himself in such a ridiculous way. Now, this is an old clip, right? But he's pretty much explaining how he's been in this situation before. He done got a chick pregnant before that he didn't want to get pregnant because, you know, he has very adamantly let it be known that he does not want children. But it's like, dude, if you don't want kids, man, why are you shooting up everybody's party? Why are you skeeting in everybody? What's wrong with you? And okay, that might be your thing. He might, you never know, man. These trick dudes, a lot of them be having fetishes, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with having a fetish and paying who you want to have a fetish with, or paying who you want to fulfill your fetish. But this right here is just stupid. Check it out.
What's the worst thing you guys have done to a girl?
So, if you guys know Tom Likas, there's something called the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And like,
shit.
basically,
You about to tell this story?
See, just that alone, man. Like, this is the type of people you getting game from Tom Likas. Are you serious? You getting game from Tom Likas. You getting game on how to deal with chicks from a guy like Tom Likas. Come on, man. Let's continue.
Let's do it. Okay, so basically, right, I was with this chick, and we were kind of like fizzling out. It wasn't working out, but she got pregnant. And then I kind of told her, like, yo, we can work this out. Don't worry about it. But we can't have kids right now. And then I did a Hail Mary. And now I'm here.
No, tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what
And then his stupid ass partner. See, both of these guys just goes to show you how dumb they are, how socially awkward they are, how unwise they are. Just a whole bunch of uns. Unfly, unsmart, uncool, but he's encouraging the bullshit. Instead of checking his partner, stopping him like, hey, bro, you probably don't want to share that story on the podcast. He not only does he share the story, but, a lot of people don't understand what he means by Hail Mary. So he's like, tell him what a Hail Mary is. Tell him what a Hail Mary is. These dudes, man, these is like, see, a lot of y'all too young to remember that movie, Revenge of the Nerds. But these guys are like Revenge of the Nerds 2024. And they getting, revenge for all on behalf of all nerds. They call themselves getting revenge, but they just so clumsy and stupid about it. But yeah, these are just two nerds who convinced a lot of, naive people that they were cool. But they really just some nerds, man. If you're a nerd, be a nerd, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's crazy, too. I'm just paying attention because the Abba dude pointed it out. This guy, he got the hair transplant shit going on, so he really feeling himself now. He really think he cool. Because as you can see right here, boy, the bird's nest at the top, is kind of, fading. It's thinning out up here, you dig? This shit look like first base on a baseball field right here. You know what I mean? Look like this shit look like a pitcher's mound up here. You dig? And as you can see on this thumbnail over here, you know what I mean, a more recent picture of him. Man, he went and got that, he went and hollered at whoever Tiger be hollering at. You know what I mean? Tiger probably gave him the plug with the hair plug. Whoever Tory Lanez was hollering at, man, he went and hollered at him. Shout out to his hair situation, though. He done upgraded it, but let's continue.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is, for example, right, where like you tell a chick what she wants to hear, and you can have kids later on, make her get an abortion, you take her to McDonald's, get a McGriddle and an orange juice, you sit her down, you tell her about life, and you started this happen, and you never see her again.
So, like, he got this from Tom Likas. But just listen to what he's saying. You tell a chick what she wants to hear. So if a chick wants to hear that you want to have kids with her, then just for the sake of getting in the draws, that's what you tell her. Man, these dudes are so lame. Listen to this shit again.
Right, where like you tell a chick what she wants to hear, and you can have kids later on, make her get an abortion, you take her to McDonald's, get a McGriddle and an orange juice, you sit her down, you tell her about life, and you started this happen, and you never see her again.
And see, this is so stupid. So that's what a Hail Mary is, right? A Hail Mary is basically when you tell a chick what she want to hear, that you can have, y'all gonna have kids later on. Then when she ends up pregnant, you take her to get an abortion. From the abortion clinic, you go through the McDonald's drive-thru, get her a McGriddle, sit down with her, tell her about life and that you're sorry that this happened, and then you never see her again. See, the problem with that is that Tom Likas, he ain't out there dating young chicks. Tom Likas ain't in the dating pool. He not out there smashing chicks. Tom Likas ain't out there, skeeting off in random chicks, getting them pregnant and then do like this Hail Mary stuff. Tom Likas ain't out there doing that, especially not in no damn 2024. And see, when you a guy that got a whole lot to lose like these fresh and trick dudes do, you can't just be doing that, man, because there's a whole lot of consequences and repercussions that come behind playing with chicks like that, man. Like your goofy ass is sitting up here taking this dumbass advice from Tom Likas, just because you want to skeet in bras and get them pregnant, but you're not paying attention and you're not learning from people like Bill Cosby. You're not learning from people like Harvey Weinstein. You're not learning from people like R. Kelly. And then most recently, the situation is going on with Puff. You dig? They not even playing the type of game you playing where they skeeting at chicks and getting them pregnant and then, encouraging them to get an abortion when that's not what they want to do. At least they, more responsible than that. But you playing a dangerous game in 2024, dude. And y'all goofy ass nerds think this is laughing about the shit. And you're sitting on a panel with, 5+ attractive young ladies. You sitting on a panel with these chicks and you're telling them the most repulsive thing that you can tell them. You dig? And then, ain't no telling how many chicks done seen this footage or, other stupid stuff that they done said and did. Just goofy. You know what I mean? Just goofy as hell. Listen, man, it's 82 of y'all in here, but only 50 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain. Right, Jonathan Majors as well. Another example of what to learn from. Do me a favor, man. Wipe your feet off at the door. Excuse me, it's 103 of y'all up in here. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Hit that like button, man, while we chop this game. But yeah, man, just goofy. So I just want y'all to hear that back to back with the new clip. Let me see.
Your favorite cloud.
So I just want y'all to put it together. This is how stupid this guy is. Now, this is an old clip, and we're going to run it back once again. Play the old clip and then play the recent clip back to back, just to give y'all better context of how silly this goofball is. Check it out.
What's the worst thing you guys have done to a girl?
So, if you guys know Tom Likas, there's something called the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And like,
shit.
basically,
You about to tell this story? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so basically, right, I was with this chick, and we were kind of like fizzling out. It wasn't working out, but she got pregnant. And then I kind of told her like, yo, we can work this out. Don't worry about it. But we can't have kids right now. And then I did a Hail Mary. And now I'm here.
No, tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is, for example, right, where
I just have to say, man, these dudes are so socially awkward. The only way they get women is just based on the fact that they have money and fame. I already know that before these dudes had money and fame, they were some straight losers when it came to dealing with women. Because just look at how weird they are. They're not even there to like entertain the women. They just know that they lame as hell, and when it's just them two talking, at this point they've already established themselves. But that's a big part of how they establish themselves, by having a lot of women on their panel. That's what they're known for. But they never have like smooth interactions with the ladies. They never have the ladies like intrigued by them. It's always a lot of friction, And you know, it's weird. Like I said before, man, I already know that Fresh and Trick, these are the type of guys that was throwing rocks at girls in elementary school. You know what I mean? Pushing girls and pulling their hair and calling them names. You know, they wasn't smooth. They wasn't like player type kids in elementary school. Wasn't no flowers, cars, and candy. You know, on Valentine's Day, they wasn't giving no flowers, cars, and candy to no girl that they thought was cute. Nah, man, they throwing rocks and throwing dirt and calling girls names. And, you know, they just some weird-ass, socially awkward-ass dudes, man. You can just see it written all over their face. Look at how they acting in front of these women. Two grown-ass men in their 30s. You got all these young ladies that look like I'm sure they in their early 20s. Some of them may even be 18 or 19. And, you know, this is your opportunity to be big. This is your opportunity to be fly in front of these young ladies and give them an example of what a gentleman is that they would want to have in their life. Y'all selling game. Y'all got courses where you teaching people how to be quote unquote high value men and how to slide in DMs and shit. But look at how y'all act. The chick asked you, what's the worst thing you've ever done to a woman? And you tell her some shit that she probably never even imagined. Something that she ain't never even been through. She probably done had her heart broke. And see, you don't think about why people ask certain questions. The young lady asked that question because obviously she's had some things done to her probably. And, you know, she wants some reassurance like, damn, I know it's got to be some good guys out there somewhere. Maybe these guys who are supposed to be professionals, you know, and be selling game courses to people, maybe these guys, you know, can be a better example of what kind of guy I should want in my life. So let me ask them, hey, guys, what's the worst thing you've done? Boy, they take it to the extreme. She was probably like, damn. I know she probably thinking now, like, I wish I wouldn't have asked that question. And all the rest of the girls is like, damn, I wish she wouldn't have asked that question. We wasn't expecting no outrageous shit like this. But let's continue.
You tell the chick what she wants to hear, and you can have kids later on. Make her get an abortion. You take her to McDonald's, get a McGriddle and an orange juice. You sit her down. You tell her about life, and you started this happen, and you never see her again. Wait.
That got really dark. That got really
You couldn't get her a nicer meal.
Fresh. You ever gonna stop self-snitching?
Boy, these boys are stupid. So, man, and then, so he exposes himself that way, and then look at this.
I want the baby because I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over.
No. I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from the doctor and then you're good.
I am pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
You're not killing. Okay.
I want to keep the baby.
Okay. Well, like I said, I just don't want any kids. You know?
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
Nothing. Why did I do anything to you?
Nothing?
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know. So like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby? That's all?
I mean, I could go to the doctor, I guess.
To the doctor. So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
And why do you make me pregnant now?
That's I'm like, there's no way that's true. But then it's like, oh wow, like.
So just think about it. It's meant to be. God wants you to have the baby.
Definitely not.
It is. God wants you to have a baby. 7 years never happened, and then you're you're fucking me for a month, and I'm pregnant. What does that mean?
Well,
now I just think about it, if you force me to kill the baby, then you're a sin.
Well, we already sinned by having sex, but it's too late now, you know. But
This dude is such
Your
a
favorite
goofball.
cloud chase.
Such a goofball, man. I just want to break this down again, man, like I did before, because it's just so much to learn from this. Just pay attention to this encounter, right? You know, you supposed to be so sharp. You supposed to have so much game to the point that you giving people game and selling game, you know, for 500 and 700 and however much money a pop. You selling people these courses that you sell, excuse me, on how to be a high value man and sliding DMs and all that. But just check this out.
I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody.
The moment she said that, man, or start talking anything along those lines, it's time to hang up. You are fresh, and you are fresh. The Fresh Trick CEO, part of the Fresh and Trick combination, right? Y'all have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You have probably a big Patreon following, I'm sure. Y'all on the Rumble thing. I ain't really familiar with Rumble, but apparently y'all doing well over there. You got a lot to lose, man. And, you know, you're a great target for somebody like this. And the moment she starts talking like this, a light bulb is supposed to go off in your head. You know, why is she talking like this unless she wants somebody else to hear our conversation? She's trying to bait me into saying certain things. You know, it should just be obvious. I don't want to kill the baby. I don't want to kill nobody. Goofy. It's time to hang up, man. Soon as she start talking like that, hang up. But what does he do? He continues being goofy, as you see here.
I don't want to.
You're not. They just give you a pill and it's over.
No.
So she's talking about killing, and then, you know, you're encouraging her to do that. She talking about how she don't want to delete the baby, and you're further encouraging her to delete this baby. And you trying to make it sound so cool. You dig? Now, even though this broad is trifling, it is a fact that, you know, even though it's a small, very premature life, it is a life form. You know, it is an organism in her womb that you put there. And if you take that pill and get rid of that organism, then that, you know, that's ultimately what you're doing. You deleting the baby. And, you know, she's trying to get you to say certain things and you just biting right into it. But let's continue.
No. I'm pregnant.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The pill, they just give it to you from a doctor and then you're good.
This boy is just stupid. He just don't get it. He keeps on encouraging. He keeps on impressing upon her like, oh, it's just a pill. You just take the pill and it's over. Goofy. Hang up the phone. Like, where's your brain at, man? His brain just go on strike when he be having these conversations with these broads. You know what I mean? His brain just, you know, start having picket signs around his head like, hell no, we won't go. You know, his brain is not in order. His brain is on strike. His brain don't want to do no work in this conversation. Let's continue.
I'm pregnant. I can't pretending like nothing happened. I can't. In my religion, we don't kill.
You're not killing. Okay.
I want to keep the baby.
Okay. Well, like I said, I just don't want any kids. You know?
Okay, so what you gonna do? And what you gonna do to me?
Again, look at how she's talking. You're telling her you don't want a baby. Her response to that is, what are you going to do to me? Like, as if to insinuate like she's in fear that you're going to do something to her because she's having a child by you that you don't want. So you're going to do something to her to make sure she doesn't have this child. Hang the phone up. You goofball. You idiot. Hang the phone up, dude. Hang up. You don't have to be on this conversation. Hang up the phone, man. But what does he do? He continues, as you see here with his goofy ass.
Nothing. Why did I do anything to you?
Nothing.
Look at her. Nothing? What would it do anything to you? I mean, boy, talk about idiot.
Why did I do anything to you?
No, I know. So like, how are you gonna deal with this? By saying I don't want a baby? That's all?
I mean, I could go to the doctor, I guess.
To the doctor. So you want abortion?
I mean, yeah. Why do you want a kid now?
So as you can see here, man, the boy just makes a fool of himself, but it's just crazy how you've already been through this before. Based on this clip here, you've already been through this before. You've already been in a situation where you got a girl pregnant and you didn't want her to be pregnant by you. And on that one, if it went in your favor, according to your story, you convinced the first girl, or we don't even know if that's the first girl. That's just one girl that you felt at liberty to speak about. But ain't no telling how many times this goofball done been through this shit. Obviously, he got a problem with skeeting in everybody. Obviously, he can't control himself. He can't resist the urge to skeet in everybody. So that's what he do. It's a pattern at this point. It's a behavioral pattern at this point. This is just something that he's into. You dig? He's a serial skeeter at this point. So, but you speak about the shit on here. You give this story where in this story it went in your favor. You convinced the girl to get the abortion. And what do? After been through this before, you get with a chick that you ain't even known barely for 30 days and you skeet up in her. You just a serial skeeter. And you get this one pregnant. But unlike the time before, this chick ain't trying to get rid of it. This chick trying to keep it. You dig? And as if it could get no worse. Boy. Man.
Back.
This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. So, as I've said before, hold on. These gentlemen right here, Abba and Preach. Abba is the guy here in a light-colored shirt with the beard. So these guys are fresh and fit. You know, they've been at odds for, I want to say, a few years now. They've been at odds with each other, right? At least a couple years. They've had I guess a YouTube rivalry, if you will. And so, you know, they having a ball with this shit at Fresh and Fit's expense, right? But just check out how, just when you thought it could get no worse for the Fresh dude, just when you thought the pettiness was at an all-time high, check this shit out.
Step in the name of love.
If you end up having legal troubles and they sue you and whatever, if you name that kid after me, I'll pay for all your legal troubles. That's a promise. So if you need help financing a lawyer to fight off Fresh and Fit, man, you mean? If Walter Jr. over there got the name Abba, I'll pay all them bills. I'll sleep. Hey, listen. As far as I'm concerned, I think you deserve every dime.
What's her name? We don't know her last name.
Daisy. That's what we all call her, okay?
Imagine she names him Abba Preach Daisy.
I'm paying them legal fees. I will double the video output on this channel to pay for little Abba Preach Daisy to get all that child support. Every dime. If that nigga's gonna have Walter's genetics, she deserves child support. He gonna need every financial advantage to be able to make it in life, and he gonna have Pug CEO's genetics.
I'm with it.
This is crazy. So he just proposed that if this Daisy Fit Chen chick who's pregnant by the Fresh Trick CEO, that if she names the baby after him, which his name is Abba, if she names the baby Abba, he's gonna pay for all of her legal fees. And these dudes got bread. These dudes is balling. You know, they not hurting for money at all. So, Man, if that really plays out, it's crazy. But it goes on. That's not the extent. It goes further. Just check it out.
Okay? That's a promise, Daisy. Just drop our names. Even if it's just middle names, I'll take that. I just want my legacy to live on. Yo, don't lie. That's gangster.
I said something.
I'll pay every dime.
I said something.
Oh, to be clear, guys, I'm not joking. I will pay for the lawyer if that baby has my name in it.
You don't even know how much a lawyer fees can be.
Bro, do you see how I live my life? You don't think I got money to spend? This will be one of the greatest hobbies I will ever undertake. I'm going to also encourage her to make sure she share custody. So that every time little Abba Preach Daisy go up to Walter, she goes, Papa, pay my baby.
That's cold. That's cold. Like, if that really happens, man, just think about that. Somebody whose guts you can't stand. Somebody you hate with a passion. Your baby mama names your child after that man. And every time you address that child, you got to address that child by the person whose guts you can't stand. Boy, that's vicious. That's vicious. Now, fortunately, you know, you can go through the legal process and get the baby's name changed. That'd be a little tedious, but it can be done. But hopefully, you don't even have to go through that. But if this baby ends up with the name Abba, boy, that's cold. But let's continue.
Dada.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Hey, listen, you know what they say, right? Revenge is a dish best served with some child support.
That's cold. Now, this clip is from Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Shout out to him. So, this dude, Abba, he proposed the idea to this chick, Daisy, right here, that if she names the baby Abba, he's going to pay all of her legal fees. Excuse my pimping. And just when you thought that was extreme, it gets more extreme. Check this out. This is an interview that the Daisy Chen chick did with this lady here, which her name is Just Tree. Check this shit out.
No, I am. Wait.
Hold on.
Free 411 YouTube channel.
Guys, she's not going to name the baby Abba, okay?
No, I am. Wait, I am.
You going to give the middle name Abba if it's a boy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he deserves nothing. He deserves nothing. He doesn't want to be in the child's life at the beginning. He wants to kill that baby. So
that's cold. That's cold. So, man, you know, the boy Abba, he just put the shit in the air where it's fair, you know, and just put it out there that if she names the baby after him, he gonna pay all the legal fees. And she's sitting up here now saying that she's gonna do it. She's gonna name the baby Abba. Vicious.
Why would he deserve anything? He's ashaming his baby's mother, letting someone else get into his own relationship, letting someone else ashaming the baby mother. He deserves nothing. That child's name is Abba.
Shit. That baby's name is Abba. That's cold.
Abba.
Okay, hold on. If the baby is a boy, it's going to be named Abba. If it's a girl, it's going to be named Abigail, right?
I don't care what other people is going to say. Like, I'm a bitch. I don't give a shit. Because he's not a man at the first place. Why would I acting like I'm the, like, I've done everything to invest in this relationship. Okay? I'm done with being perfect. I'm done.
Now, I made sure when I showed this video, I wanted to show the comments on the side because I wanted to show all of the laughing emojis. I wanted to show how much entertainment that folks are getting out of kind of this revelation. At the same time, recounting how ridiculous that Fresh was nutting raw daddy into this woman, and how within the art of war, you have to understand how you are exposed to your enemy. They've been enemies for years now, who have made it their mission to detail any inconsistencies that they see within your platform. But now, because of your decisions, you now have somebody that's not considering the bullying that this child may go through, is not considering how it may impact you or your feelings, but is actually siding with your enemy, utilizing their resources to disrespect you in one of the most unfathomable ways possible. I don't care what no one says. Having your op's name on your son or your daughter is worse than if Abba has sex with her, because now your seed will be imprinted with the enemy's insignia. And while this is real life for Walter, this is pure entertainment for everyone that consumes the content.
That baby's name is Abba.
Okay, and if it's a girl, she's gonna name it Abigail. Okay, Abigail if it's a girl, Abba if it's a boy.
Gail?
Huh?
Gail. Who's Gail?
Abigail is another word for if a female Abba. So instead of saying Abba for a female, it's Abigail, because Abigail is a feminine name. You know what I'm saying? So.
Nah, even if it's a girl, just name the baby Abba. Either way, boy or girl. You know, if I was the Abba dude, that's what I would have put out there. Like, even if it's a girl, name the girl Abba too. But boy, that's vicious though. That's cold. Man, it don't get no more vicious than that. That's like Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews said. That's worse than the Abba dude just smashing her. Even if he just GTD, even if he gets the draws, that's way worse to have the baby named after your arch nemesis on the internet. That's cold. Man, that's cold. Peaceful Pulley, good looking with the $10 holla. You dig? Much appreciated. But yeah, man, that's cold, boy. So, let me see here. Then, hold on. Some new developments in the situation. This here. So I don't know if O'Shea is revealing who else the Fresh Trick CEO dude and got pregnant, but let's check out what O'Shea talking about. This is a new development, man. You know, I haven't even watched this video because O'Shea just dropped this video right when I was scheduling this live. So let's see what O'Shea got to say about this. Who else, Fresh Trick CEO done got pregnant.
It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, music. So Myron has been working really hard to prove that this chick, Daisy Chen, is a scammer. She's a sex worker. All of these different things that she is. And I'm not really here to get into that because whether it's true or false is not the point. Because even if she was a scammer or a prostitute or a gunshot, a gang member, it wouldn't remove the fact that your boy Fresh CEO is out here booty clapping sounds. Yeah, out here booty clapping it up with a chick who is a 304 who doesn't add any real value into his life. And that's the whole point of these red pill podcasts, the manosphere as a whole, is to improve the quality of life for men, give men information so that you can make better decisions, so you don't kind of like, stop the show, so you don't end up like a simp like Fresh. But rewind, Nemo! Instead, these guys fall victim to the same advice that they're giving me and you, which makes them look like a hypocrite. Because
let's see if we can skip past and find the clip that they talking about, that O'Shea talking about. Let's see.
What do I mean? Even though Abba and Preach may not have the same gimmicks and production quality as Fresh and Fit, they most likely have somebody who sources this information out all the time. Clips and information. So when they want to go into production, these things are easier. So when they have information that can really destroy somebody, they probably didn't find the information out themselves, and they could probably have somebody go back and look through all of your videos and find this stuff out. But here's the catch. When they wanted to know,
honestly, the onus is on you to make this experience wonderful so that I will want to see you again.
Okay, so let's get started.
Are you sure?
yeah, clips like that are supposed to deter her character. But old Alba and Preach found out this.
What's the worst thing you guys have done to a girl?
So, if you guys know Tom Likas, there's something called a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And like,
shit.
basically,
You really about to tell this story?
Stupid.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so basically, right, I was with this chick, and we were kind of like fizzling out. It wasn't working out, but she got pregnant. And then I kind of told her like, yo, we can work this out. Don't worry about it, but we can't have kids right now. And then I did a Hail Mary, and now I'm here.
No, tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what the Hail Mary is. Tell them what it is.
Okay.
Go all the way.
Okay. So the Hail Mary is, for example, right, where like you tell the chick what she wants to hear, and you can have kids later on, make her get an abortion, you take her to McDonald's, get a McGriddle, and an orange juice, you sit her down, you tell her about life, and you started this happen, and you never see her again.
Wait.
That got really dark.
That's right. Fresh CEO admits on a podcast that yes, I've got a girl pregnant, made her have an abortion, and then dumped her after. But me,
That's what you claim.
Show me the proof.
But the court says that you did.
No, I didn't.
Because I'm about to get pressure on this one too.
Oh, and this is where this is a part where, you know, some more exposure came, because I said that on yesterday's live when I broke this down that, you know, I believe that the encounter between Fresh Trio and Daisy Fit Chen started on a transactional basis. He gave the lady some money for her time and her pleasure. She obliged, and then, you know, it just got more personal from there. They didn't keep it business. They didn't keep it professional. They got on a more personal level, but he still was getting his trick on, as you can see here.
interesting.
Chinese escort, because I'm about to get pressure on this one too. So Fresh, you gave an extremely expensive Von Cleef bracelet, which are worth up to $30K, to a Chinese escort you just met. Now, Fresh, you claim that you didn't give her the gift. That's what you claim.
Show me the proof.
But the escort says that you did.
No, he didn't. Number one, he didn't buy the bracelet for her.
Here's where you're wrong. One, she's on the escort, and two, I didn't buy a bracelet. So what are you trying to say, bro? Where's your proof? You have no proof.
Fresh, you're lying. Bro, you're Fresh. You're a trick, bro. You're lying. And
Fresh, you're a trick, bro. You're lying. So I guess this is the receipts from the Van Cleef that he well, he didn't actually fully buy it for her. According to her, they went half on it, as you can see here.
sees it. There's all ones in the chat, bro.
So to put that on me, just because you want to say, oh, Fresh is a simp, wrong.
So you didn't buy it?
Fresh, so can you?
No.
You're just trying to say that he bought the bracelet. He didn't buy the bracelet. And you're saying, oh, Fresh bought her a Van Cleef bracelet. You have no proof of this.
None.
No, it's not true. He paid half and I paid half. Like I said, how much? Around 30K. Well, first I still have the conversation. I told him, what's the issue if you tell everyone you bought me the bracelet?
Now, see, you know, this is what you got to understand. Is this chick, the most upstanding citizen in the world? No. Is she righteous? No. Is she trying to apply a game and break on him? Yeah, but is she the greatest at it? No. You dig? She really don't have too much game. She's just relying on the fact that he's, him and other tricks find her attractive. And, they just be so lustful over them. As Sinful to P would say, when a man's D is alive, he's brain dead. And that's what's going on here. She's capitalizing on that. But if she was if she was lying about this, why would she admit that she paid for half of it? It would make him look worse if he fully paid for it. If she was trying to make him look bad as a trick, as the trick that he is, that we all know him to be, those of us with a brain, if that was the case, why would she admit that she paid for half of it? I believe if she was lying, she would lie and say he paid for the whole thing. But, you know, not only did she say that he paid for half of it, she got the receipts right here showing, you know, that he paid for half of it apparently. Now, of course, this could be doctored up very easily. If you have a smartphone, you don't even need Photoshop. You don't even need a computer or a laptop or whatever. You can doctor some shit up like this straight from your phone. But I don't know. Again, like I said, for some reason, I'm just inclined to believe her, especially because Fresh Trick CEO just keeps getting caught up in lie after lie. He just keeps getting exposed further and further. So I'm sure this chick is telling some lies along the way too. But, you know, like her saying that she ain't never been an escort, I don't believe that. I believe, you know, she probably done caught some dates here and there, or that might even be how she lives, you know, but she probably don't just catch like regular dates. You know, she plays the sugar baby role and gets real personal with guys in order for them to trick off on her. It's just, I don't think it's like a thing where, or sometimes it probably is, but I believe more so she playing the sugar baby role. But yeah, here you have it. Evidence of some tricking going on.
Like, why can't you tell everyone? Why can't you speak the truth? The truth, the truth, the truth.
Again, I want to give a shout out to Auburn Preach and actually Fresh and Fit for putting up this content and leaving it up there so the rest of us can react to it. Let's leave my personal feelings about Fresh and Fit aside. We all know that I don't like them and they don't care for me. But the reason why I don't like them is because of them. Like, that's the whole point. A lot of you guys feel that somebody hates on Fresh and Fit because they're successful. Listen, I've seen a lot of YouTubers become successful, and I'm cool with a lot of big time YouTubers. You guys have seen me get shots out from people like Corey Holcomb, other people. I have celebrities and NBA players who watch my content like almost every day.
Yeah, so needless to say, the bottom line to all of this, man, is you know, these dudes, they've been charlatans the whole time. Fresh and Trick, you know, they've been con artists the whole time, man. You know, they try to make people believe that they really got some game, but I mean, y'all tell me, y'all be the judges. Y'all decide whether or not you believe these dudes really have some game that's worth paying $500 and $700 and however much, you know, they courses go for. Y'all tell me if you believe these dudes are really worth that. For the game, the information that they got is really worth that. You dig? Let me see. Tyler, good looking with the $2 holla. Hit the like button. Yes, indeed. Ronaldo Jason, my guy, good looking with the $2 holla. Blessings. Yes, indeed. Brother Bill, good looking with the $2 holla. Blessings, Freeze. Blessings to the chat. Long live Philip Brandon Gilmore. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, man. So, let me hydrate my game one more time, and then we gonna break this down with this game, man. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. It's 270 of y'all up in here, but only 163 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door, man. You mean to tell me over 100 of y'all have tracked mud, have tracked sucker dust, all into the pure domain of a pimp? Come on, man. Wipe your feet off at the door while I hydrate my game one more time, man. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier on in this live, man, there's nothing wrong with paying for game. There's nothing wrong with paying for anything that you find valuable. So if you find value in game to the point that you want to pay for it in order to have it, there is nothing wrong with that. But what you have to keep in mind is the merchant of the game. The person who is, claiming they got so much game. Like I said, anybody, like I could tell a bum, somebody living on Skid Row, a drug addict that, ain't doing nothing with their life. I can sit there and give them some cold ass game and they can retain that information and have the ability to share that information with others. But if that person is not being the message that they're bringing, which obviously somebody who is, living on Skid Row, ain't doing nothing with their life, they're obviously not being the message that they're bringing. So, it's cool to retain information from somebody, but you don't want to pay somebody who ain't being the message that they're bringing, and a lot of times when somebody's not being the message that they're bringing, the message ain't going to come across as effectively as it should because that person is not living that message. They're not speaking. They're not sharing that information from a place of experience. Somebody who has experience to go with the message that they bringing, it comes across a lot more potently. It comes across a lot more effectively, right? So these dudes obviously ain't being the message that they bringing. They wolf all this shit about not raw dogging chicks and they don't want kids and they don't want to get married, and if they do get married, it's going to be with a woman from overseas. Well, look what happens when you deal with a woman from overseas, or not just overseas, but, a woman who's not American. This is what both of these guys have said. Both of these guys have said that they really don't see themselves getting married, but if they were to get married, they would marry, a woman that is not from the United States because of the mindset, the mentality, the characteristics that American women have that they don't like and that they don't want to deal with, right? And they don't want to be a part of. This is what they say. So their solution to the problem of finding a wife in America is go outside the country. But I just want you to understand, this is why game is so important. Because this is something that the internet has done, right? The internet has made it where it's blurred lines all over the world in terms of country. I mean, in terms of culture, right? When it comes to culture, a lot of lines are blurred. And, because of social media, a young female in China can see what's going on with the culture in the United States via social media. She can closely follow the lives of young ladies in the United States every day and learn from them. See how they operate, see how they think, see how they make things happen, see how they deal with men, see how they get through life, see how they're having fun, see how they're having it their way, and so on and so forth, right? You dig? A young lady in China can follow a whole bunch of different chicks from the U.S. and say to themselves, you know what? I want to go over there and I want to do the same thing. See, before social media was going on, people from countries like that, like China or, different countries around the world, they would come to America because of the opportunities, but they had a different mindset because, there were certain things that weren't being glamorized to the magnitude that they are now. So, what people did know is that if you came to the United States and got an education and got a career as a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, you can make a very respectable, good, honest living for yourself to the point where not only could you live well in the United States, but you could send money back to your country and take care of your people over there with the money that you're making in the United States, right? So that's why people come over here from all over the world in order to do that, right? But like I said, what was attractive to people prior to social media was, you know, being educated over here and becoming a doctor or a lawyer or, you know, something, you know, on that level. But there wasn't a social media to show you back in the day how girls was finessing, you know, just little, you know, chicks that, you know, might think they too good to be 304s, don't consider themselves 304s, but have 304 tactics and want to reap the benefits, want to reap the rewards of a 304 lifestyle, so they finesse dudes, you know, because you've always had these kind of chicks. It's just social media has encouraged more of these kind of chicks to be this way. But you've always had chicks like this. You've always had chicks that were attractive but don't have nothing going on and don't bring no value to the table. They just capitalize on the fact that guys find them attractive. You've always had chicks like this, quote unquote finessers. You've always had chicks that, you know, go to the club where they know professional athletes are, or go to events where they know entertainers is going to be, people that are rich and famous. You've always had chicks, you know, gold diggers, if you want to call them that. You've always had these kind of chicks around, right? But there was no social media to encourage chicks around the world and glamorize this to chicks around the world to the point where it influences them to want to be this way. So I say all of that to say, Fresh and Trick's solution to, you know, not dealing with American women problems is going outside of America. You know, that's a thing of the past. That's not going to work in today's times, because guess what? The Sexy Reds, the Meg Thee Stallions, the Ice Spices, the Glorrillas and the Lottos and all them type of chicks, hey man, they're influencing girls all over the world to be this way. So is chicks all over the world, especially them chicks in them third world countries that's starving, but they know they fine. They know they can get on the internet and, you know, finesse somebody. Hey man, it's chicks all over the world, man. Like when you go on some of them, when you go on some of them apps like Tagged or, you know, anything like that where girls can go live and people can give them gifts, you know, and I don't even really be on Tag like that, but I've seen it where, you know, girls get money on Tagged, and a lot of them chicks be from all over the world. Chicks be in the Philippines and Thailand and Colombia and all these different countries and shit like that, you know, shaking their ass and titties and, you know, having guys give them money. And these chicks is from all over the world, but they're being influenced by, they wouldn't even have this kind of mindset if it wasn't for American women. So what guys like Fresh and Trick have to understand is, you know, the solution is not dealing with chicks outside the country, because obviously look at what Fresh and Trick is going through right now. He being finessed by a chick from China. You know, a chick from China who, you know, probably done got some GMOs put on her body and, you know, look like the typical Instagram model with, you know, a few 100,000 followers and things like that. And, you know, probably got an OnlyFans going on. Ain't no telling, I don't know what she got going on, but, you know, it's so many of them type of chicks around. So the problem is not where you're looking. The problem is what you're looking for. You dig? And also the problem is not knowing what you want. Guys like Fresh and Trick, they don't know what they want from a woman. They know they want to have some fun. They know they want some pleasure, but they haven't chiseled out. They haven't specified what they want from a woman besides, you know, her being attractive and them wanting to get the draws. What else do you want from a woman? You out here teaching guys how to deal with women, but you not identifying or specifying, what a guy should want from a woman. You telling guys how to get at women, which y'all don't even know how to get at no damn women. The only thing that helps you get at women is the fact that you got money and fame. But y'all don't know how to get at no damn women because before you had money and fame, you didn't know how to get at no damn women. You was sitting back playing video games. You was sitting back playing Xbox and PlayStation all day, making friends online, not having no real friends in real life, and, studying pickup artists and dating coaches and shit like that, but not putting any of that information to work. Then you tripped and fell and stumbled upon a large platform on YouTube, and now y'all experts and wizards at how to deal with women. But you don't even know what you want from a woman. Because if you knew what you wanted from a woman, a chick like this Daisy Chen wouldn't even have action at you. Because she not even bringing no real value to the table. You might find her attractive. You might be able to have some fun with her in the bed. But, you haven't identified if this chick is wife material. You haven't even identified if this chick is girlfriend material. You don't know what her intentions are because you haven't prompted her to prove herself in any kind of way. Only thing she had to prove is that you found she was attractive, she was what you like to look at, and that she's willing to open her box to you. That's the only thing she had to prove. She didn't have to prove to you that she had something going on. She didn't have to prove to you that she had a career or that she had investments or that she was responsible or that she was handling her business or, that she has a good relationship with her family or that she's proven that she can be friends with people. She's a good person to be a friend to and she has good friends in her life. She ain't you haven't, done any kind of research on this chick until after the fact. Until after you done got played. Now you want to do all this research on the chick and find out what job she got fired from in her country and all this type of shit. And she's an escort all of a sudden and all of this. First y'all was saying she ain't no escort. Now you saying she is an escort. You supposed to do all that before you lay down with this chick, man. Because you fresh and trick, man. Y'all got a lot to lose. Zero game though. So again, you see where they failed as far as the solution being, I would find a woman outside the country. Matter of fact, let me find that clip. Hold on.
Obviously changed, but the
Okay. This is an interview with them from a couple years ago when they was on the PBD podcast, which is the Patrick Bet David podcast. But let's see what their views are on marriage. And listen to what they say. This is from, let's see. This is from March of 2022. So this is a little bit over 2 years ago, right? Just listen to what they say as far as their idea of getting married.
Differing views on this.
So honestly speaking, in the West, in our opinion, marriage for men, there's no benefit at all. It's mainly for women. And as a result, most guys, they come into it blindly. Hey, this girl loves me, likes me for me, wink, wink. And, they get into marriage with this woman. And before you know it, she's leaving because her emotions, taking half of whatever you own, and you're back to square one or even worse. So in our opinion regarding marriage, you have to know what you're getting into first and be aware of all the laws against men, because if you look at it from a legal standpoint and like a logical standpoint regarding the actual contract of marriage, it's like a contract that says, hey, you know what? At any point in time, the woman says, I don't feel like it anymore. She can just leave, take half your stuff. And as a result, men are either left to the whim of women, or for example, the mercy of them. So we just say, hey, you know what? If you're gonna do it, probably do it without the state, maybe in church or outside the U.S. Because the laws are not made for men to actually win.
So you see here that he's saying that basically it doesn't make sense to get married, especially in the U.S., because you're at the mercy of a woman legally. You marry a woman in the U.S., when she decides to leave you, you're at her mercy. She's able to take everything from you. But as your goofy ass can see that you don't have to get married to make yourself vulnerable to a woman. If you skeet in a woman that you don't want to skeet in and have a baby with a woman that you don't want to have a baby with, whether you're married or not, you still at the mercy of that woman. Because as you see right now, this chick is already talking about taking you to court and putting you on child support. And y'all ain't never even talked about getting married. Or you may have talked about getting married. I don't know. But marriage at this point ain't even in the equation. But you still at the mercy of this woman. Then he says that if he was to get married, he would do it outside of the U.S. where the laws, favor the man or, aren't so harsh on men or whatever the case may be. But look at what happens when you go outside of the U.S. You dealing with a chick from China who knows that your goofy ass live in the U.S. and she's talking about taking you for everything with the child support. So as you can see, these dudes, like I said, they don't talk from a place of experience. And then the little bit of experience that they do have, they don't even learn from, because you've already skeeted in somebody before that you didn't want to have a baby with. But you, in that situation, it played in your favor. You convinced her to have an abortion, but you didn't learn, because here you are all over again. Goofy as hell.
Before in the past, I'm actually married when I first came to the States, and the whole experience, man, I'm not gonna hold you. It was good, but also I understood that, hey, you know what? Right now, my life is not for me, and I have to exit.
So it could change. It could change one day. Meaning one day we can wake up and we got a podcast from Fresh about how to keep your marriage together.
Whoa, hold on. I'll say this.
I'm going to tune into that one.
17 keys to a healthy marriage from a former Playboy.
Zero views.
I'll say this.
From a former Playboy. And no, Pat, he's not a former Playboy. He's never been a Playboy. He's a terrible example of a Playboy, and I'm not even a Playboy or a player or nothing like that. But come on, man. This dude is a terrible example of that. But let's continue.
I'll say this. I'm open to change.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
if I do get married again, it's probably going to be Colombia.
It's probably going to be Colombian.
No, in Colombia.
In Colombia.
Yeah.
And would you stay in Colombia or would you come here?
I don't know. I'll come back.
Okay, so you would get
I'll leave her over there.
in the paperwork in Colombia, the regulations of Colombia.
Yes.
And why is that?
Because the laws. Think about it.
What's the laws in Colombia?
It's lax. I don't have to worry about child support. I don't have to worry about being divorced great, because at that point, I'm not going to be held under the U.S. standards, and U.S. standards are not made out for men.
So we use grape to not use the R word. We use grape.
Are you more concerned about the legal ramifications of getting married, or actually the institution of marriage, one woman, or is it a combination of both?
It's both. I'll say this. Let's be real here, though. In the West, there's not a lot of quality leads you would say to want to marry.
Yeah.
So, they keep on basically bashing American women, the idea of getting married to one. He's saying here that there's not a lot of quality American women. But again, as you can see, I just have to keep reiterating that. I keep having to point that out, that it's not about where you're looking. It's about what you're looking for. Because you looked for something in China, and look at what you got. You got the same thing that you're complaining about being a problem with American women. So it's not where you're looking, is what you're looking for. If you was looking for the right things in a woman, you can find that right here in the U.S. As long as you know what you want. But you don't know what you want. So wherever you go, you're going to find the wrong shit because you don't know what you want. Or the things that you want come at a very, it's a gamble. It's a dangerous game that you playing, because you only want little things. Only thing you want is to get in bed with a woman, and that's it. You don't want to have no relationship. You don't want to have no kids. The things that, a lot of women want, you don't want that. So you playing a dangerous game. But let's continue.
In all of the West? What do you mean? In America and the Western Hemisphere?
No,
There's
you can
not
find
quality women?
You can find good women. However, the likelihood is very slim for what we see nowadays. Social media, what's going on, the feminist movement is like, bro, really?
They're Americanized.
Yeah, exactly.
But first of all, you ain't lying, though. The feminist movement, I agree. But, there's a big push for that about being equals. I mean, somebody said something, David right now said something interesting about this whole story with the girl who the guy who was ranked 456 for men and goes and becomes a
Leah
woman,
Thomas.
apparently transgender is ranked first. And then he says that's another perfect sign that no matter women try to be men, they can't beat them. But if men try to be women, they beat them at their own game. So that's what David said. That's David's comments right there.
The best chefs are men too.
Yeah, but the point is you have a point about what direction it's going, and it is a bit of the current society is also probably discouraging younger men of getting married because there's a lot of fears and concerns. You want me to go build up my own wealth to eventually have somebody take it away from me? That's a risk. But also at the same time, I can address on that part is, you can have a job. You can be a 1099 realtor, and a lot of guys just want to be one-man shows. You can go be a realtor and you just sell homes, right? I don't want to start a real estate company with another guy because I've heard a lot of horrible stories. If you start a real estate company with another guy, one guy leaves, takes after, and done with something. That risk is in business. That risk is in marriage. That risk is in every single thing you ever do. So you're.
Come on, Pat. I like where Pat is going, man. Shout out to Pat Bet David. He dropping some game on these supposed to be experts. And, granted, Pat is a little older than them, but Pat been dropping game on the internet for a long time. Shout out to Pat Bet David. But he's giving them some good information. Like, you're taking the risk, whether it's in business or personal relationships or whatever, but let's see where he going with it.
The risk is there 100%, but there's also very good lawyers if you have money to have the right kind of prenuptial agreements, which I'm fully for it if you got the right lawyers. How about yourself?
Yeah, so my take on it is we believe in nuclear families and the institution of marriage. Like, we think it's a fantastic institution. To be honest with you, to raise children in the best light, you need nuclear families. That is the backbone of any strong nation. That's how the United States was built. That is how superpowers were built, was on the backs of nuclear families, right? We know that statistically speaking, two-parent household is superior for child rearing, right? However, even though we know that marriage is a great institution for raising children and everything, we just don't agree with the way that it's done in the West in general. The laws have not caught up to feminism. It has not caught up to women making their own money. It has not caught up to all the social climate that we have now, right? So we know, about half of marriages end in divorce. We know 70 to 80% of those divorces are initiated by women. And we know that about 90% of alimony is paid from men to women. So knowing these numbers, we tell guys, if you're going to get married, you need to get married in a way where you can kind of come in from a defensive standpoint to protect what you have, because.
So he's basically saying that, America hasn't caught up with the times as far as, what's going on in society with the feminist movement and everything. And he threw out some statistics. And see, this is the problem that nerds have. Nerds like these two guys have. You can talk about statistics all day long, but what you cannot leave out is the fact that, these are people that you're talking about. People make up these statistics, and people are different. So just like you talk about how the majority of marriages end in divorce, and then the majority of marriages that end in divorce are initiated by women, okay, why? Have you studied the statistics on the reasons why divorces are initiated by women and the reasons why, the majority of these people get divorced? And on the same token, have you studied the minority of marriages that don't end in divorce and are not initiated by women? Have you studied that? See, talk about the success in it. You're talking about the failures, and the failure rate is extremely high. But look at y'all. Y'all are wealthy. The majority of society, the majority of Americans are not wealthy. So you're a part of a minority. So if somebody asks you about success in podcasting, you ain't gonna give them no numbers about the majority of people who fail in podcasting, because you make up the minority of people that are successful at podcasting. You gonna talk about this how you know the statistics of people that are successful in podcasting, even though they make up the minority, which is what you're a part of. So on that same token, you know, just like you can talk about the failures when it comes to marriage, talk about the success in marriage. Can you even give any statistics on the success in the minority of people that have successful marriages? He can't even do that because, you know, he's being a pessimist. He's being a pessimist when it comes to that. You dig? And I'm some pimping. I don't even see myself getting married, you know, but if I'm going to give an argument, man, you know, I'm going to make it make sense. You know, and, you know, I've seen a lot of successful marriages in my family, you know, young and old. I got auntie and uncle that was married for almost 60 years, or probably a little over 60 years before my uncle passed away. I got another auntie and uncle been married about 60 years, or at least 55 years. Another one, you know, various marriages in my family lasted 40, 50, 60 years. You dig? And I even got younger family members, younger cousins who've been married for 10, 15 years. You dig? So, and they're all in America. So again, it's not where you're looking, it's what you're looking for. And if you're going to give this argument, you got to be able to, you know, speak on from both aspects of it. Don't just talk about the majority and how they fail. Touch on the minority too. Because you're a part of a minority already. You're a part of a minority as a black man, as it is, for one. Then you're a part of a minority as being a successful podcaster, you know. So talk about the minorities in marriages. But let's continue.
Quite honestly, when you get into a marriage, you're signing a contract with someone that is incentivized to break it, and they will be rewarded for it, which is dangerous, right? To get in under that premise. So our thing is, if you can get married and not have the state be involved, that's the best way to do it. So like, we understand the importance of it, but we also acknowledge that, hey, there's a lot of dangerous situations here that can really mess you up from a financial standpoint if marriage doesn't work. And it's a crazy risk. And you know, if someone's willing to take it, I just want them to go in knowing what's going to happen if things don't work out, and put your.
And see, this is why, again, like I said, this is the problem with listening to nerds, because you don't think about the fact that you're talking about people. These aren't objects. You're not giving statistics on cars. You're not giving statistics on computers. You're not giving statistics on animals. You're giving statistics on people, human beings, right? So, and then on top of that, you're advising people about some shit that he ain't never been married. At least the Fresh Trick CEO done been married before. But this Myron dude here, how you gonna advise somebody about some shit that you ain't never did? You know, especially like discouraging it. Even though I'm some pimping, you don't never see me up here discouraging nobody to avoid, discouraging anybody to get married and telling people to avoid marriage. You never hear me say that, because I see how marriage can work. I've seen a lot of successful marriages that are still successful to this day, that have been successful since before I was born. So you would never see me up here discouraging masses of people to get married. If anything, I'll encourage you to get married. You dig? Because it's a lot of beautiful benefits to getting married. They just talking about the legal aspect of it, but they're not talking about the human aspect of it. So, like I said, with these guys, it's not the problem is not where they're looking, but what they're looking for. You dig? And then two, they're not being the message that they bring. How you gonna give a message that you don't have no experience to go with it? You don't have any wisdom to go with it. Like I said, man, you know, anybody could sound good. And these dudes, in spite of what I may think, because I don't think they sound very good, but their following tell a different story to their following, and they have over 1 million people on YouTube, and ain't no telling how many people they got on Patreon and Rumble and Instagram and every other platform. they got millions of people that look to them favorably. So they obviously must sound good to somebody. But there's more to giving some potent game than just sounding good. Me, I'm not going to, I don't care about just sounding good to you. I care more about being good than sounding good. Because when you be good, you just naturally sound good. You sound better just being better. You did, but let's continue.
In a position like you said, have the lawyers go talk to a family attorney before you think about walking down the aisle with a woman. Get a good strong prenuptial agreement in place where you can have it updated every couple of years, etc. So if a guy takes these precautions and then somehow finds a way, whether it's going to Colombia, going to Dominican Republic, whatever it may be, getting married where the state is not involved in your affair, so the woman isn't incentivized to break up with you and destroy you financially and or take the kids and use it as some kind of like leverage point, I'm all for that because families are needed, for sure.
That's a good argument. I don't see a challenge with that argument because if you're getting married, and most people who get married, they believe in some kind of a higher power denomination, whether they're Jews, Catholics, Christian, Muslim, it doesn't matter. So you want to get married by the church. So why do I need the federal government to say that I'm married? The only benefit would be what? Tax benefits is what you get, which is some benefits that you get. It's not a lot of tax benefits that you get.
Yeah.
So maybe
is that it? Is that the only benefit? Getting
but you have to
tax
realize
deduction.
The argument of by the government is a very good argument. So if I'm getting married by the church, that's why I'm getting married. Why do I need to get married according to the government's laws?
Yep.
Because you're going to lock me up. I also understand that part as well, that argument. But let's go a little bit deeper. Okay, so.
Yeah, so, hey, Suits, I see what you're saying, right? Suits in the Sand says, yeah, Freeze, but it ain't the same times past, though, Freeze. We are dealing with a lower quality woman. And I agree with you that there are a whole lot of lower quality women. But what you got to understand is that women will say the same thing. The women will say that the majority of men are low quality. It's the same argument on both ends, right? That's what you got to think about. And also, like I said, it depends on what you want. When you know what you want and you know what to look for, it becomes that much easier to identify what to look for. Like for instance, if somebody is, if somebody doesn't stand for anything and they'll fall for everything, then they open themselves up. They make themselves accessible to all of the wrong kind of shit, right? So, if you don't know what you want in a woman, if you just say, I want a chick with a body like this and a face like that, and that's the only requirement, it's a whole lot of terrible things that can come along with that. But if you say to yourself, okay, I want an educated woman. I want a woman who has a higher learning, who has degrees, then that narrows it down that much more. That's going to make up the minority. But when that's what you're intentional about, you're going to be wired. Your antennas is going to be up for that. So your radar is going to go off when you come across that. If you say to yourself, you know what? I want a woman that's vegan and has an education. That narrows it down that much more. You say to yourself, okay, I want a woman that's vegan, educated, and doesn't have kids. That narrows it down that much more. Okay, I want a woman that's vegan, educated, doesn't have kids, and has a good relationship with her family. That narrows it down that much more. Okay, I want a woman that's vegan, educated, doesn't have kids, has a good relationship with her family, and grew up in a 2-parent home. That narrows it down that much more. And then you say all of that plus I want a woman who meets all of those requirements, and then she has some sort of experience in her childhood with group activities, whether she was a cheerleader, a Girl Scout, played on a soccer team, volleyball team, softball team, something. She has to have that as well, right? And then you just keep narrowing the shit down. If you tell yourself, that these are the requirements that you're looking for in a woman, chicks who don't meet that requirement, if you see a chick, pulling up to the In-N-Out drive-thru, she's automatically disqualified. If you see a chick, picking her kids up from elementary school, she's automatically disqualified. You know what I mean? And the list goes on and on and on. So again, I'm just giving a hypothetical example, but when you're intentional about what you want, it narrows down what you're looking for, and it automatically casts away all of the shit that you're not looking for. That's just like me. If I go to the grocery store and there's all kinds of shit that I eat, then, I might pick up anything out of there. But if I tell myself, okay, you know what? Starting today, I'm on a vegetarian diet. That's going to automatically cancel out over half the shit in the grocery store. Now, I'm being more intentional about what I want from the store. When I don't have no intentions, I just want some food that tastes good. It's a whole bunch of shit in the grocery store that tastes good. But if I say to myself, okay, now I'm going to be vegetarian, I'm narrowing down a whole bunch of shit. All that processed food, all that meat, it's not even an option no more. Then if I say, okay, starting now, I'm gonna do a vegan diet, that narrows it down that much more. You know what I mean? You tell yourself, okay, I'm not eating anything that's packaged. Everything got to be organic. It's narrowing the shit down that much more. So when you go in the grocery store, it's certain parts of the grocery store that you ain't never even gonna see. It's certain aisles that you're never gonna walk down because you know what you want out of there. So it's not about where you looking. It's about knowing what you looking for, knowing what you want. You dig? So that's really what it's about. Social media has destroyed interactions between men and women, especially in the black community, man. Nah, I agree with you. I'm not arguing that at all. But what I'm saying is also, like I say all the time, when you stand for less, you fall for more. And trust me, I know, because it's a whole bunch of trash out there that I'm not looking for. I mean, just look at some of the examples that I gave. Me, myself, the way I live my life. There's a lot of things that I don't eat. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I go to the gym. It's a lot of things that I'm into that the majority of people are not into. And there's a lot of things that I'm not into that the majority of people are into. Right? Now, for a long time, I told myself that, you know what? I know that a lot of the chicks that I'm interested in might not be like me. They might not be into the things that I'm into, but so I would open myself up. But I had to learn that, it's a reason why I'm the way that I am. So, any chick that I get involved with, man, I want her to be into a lot of the same things that I'm into, or just into healthy shit, period. Even if we may not be into the same things, like I'm not vegan, but the chick could be vegan. You dig? I like chicks that like to read. They like to soak up game and educate themselves. I like chicks that take care of themselves a certain type of way. You dig? So that narrows down a lot of shit. It's just like, again, like I've said in times past, man, if I'm riding the blade trying to knock me a hoe, I see certain things that's going to automatically disqualify them. Or if I go to the strip club and try to knock something, I see chicks in the strip club doing certain things, automatically going to disqualify them. If I see a chick in the club drunk, or if it looked like she high on some kind of drug or something, automatically disqualified. You know what I mean? If I see her, in there, being sloppy about her business and she ain't professional, automatically disqualified. On the blade or in the casino, on a strip or something like that, if I see a chick, her presentation ain't up to par, automatically disqualified. I'm not even gonna entertain the thought of opening my mouth to her. But guess what? What I want is out there. It's just not the majority. But I'm not the majority either. It's certain chicks that's looking for a guy like me that coming across all kind of lame ass, sucker ass dudes left and right. And she's thinking to herself like, damn, how come I can't find a guy like this, that, and the third? And she go down the list of things that she want, and I meet all of them. I meet all of those desires that she has. She just don't know that I exist. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know, it's certain chicks that I'm looking for that, you know, I don't know that they exist, but they over there like, damn, here I go. You know? So you got to know what you want. That's the bottom line. Because on the same token, you know, let's just say we go to a foreign country that we ain't familiar with. We don't know the culture over there because we ain't from over there. You know, we could go to Japan or Australia or Germany or, you know, Venezuela or something like that. We can go anywhere in the world and think that, you know, the solution is knocking something from another country. But these are still people that we talking about. So it's a lot of cultural differences, you know, that we gonna have to figure out and determine whether or not that's something that we want to deal with. So it's not necessarily where you looking, it's what you looking for. You dig? Yeah, Suits, he say, Freeze, you know I'm at where you at, but it's rough out here, man. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that's what I don't want you to misunderstand either. I don't want anybody that's listening to misunderstand. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park to find what you want. All I'm saying is when you're intentional about what you want and you know what you want and you know what to look for, you know, these type of problems like Fresh and Trick is having, you stand a less likelihood of going, you know, the route they going and falling for what they falling for. But let's continue.
And I will say this real quick too, just to finish up. And the reason why I say you need to be in this defensive position when you get into you're thinking about marriage or any type of serious relationship with a woman is because women. Here's a problem, and this is where I guess we can get a little bit controversial. Women want traditional men, but they themselves are not traditional. So what we're saying is that you're basically a lot of the times what guys do is like they.
But you're traditional. Just think about what you're saying. See, this is what I'm talking about. He's saying this is the problem. This might be a little controversial. Women want traditional men, but they themselves are not traditional. And I'm not going to argue with you on that. But while the majority may not be traditional, there's a minority out there that is traditional. You dig? There's a minority of women out there that are traditional. But ask yourself, are you traditional? This guy over here, he for sure ain't traditional. He's a goofball. They both some goofballs, but this guy, this Fresh Trick CEO dude, he's the bigger goofball between them. So he for sure ain't traditional, even though he did try his hand at marriage before and it didn't go, you know, the way it should have and could have, but he damn sure ain't traditional. You know what I mean? And you ain't traditional neither. You's a goofball, socially awkward, weird, nerdy, all the shit. So you definitely ain't traditional. So again, like I said, these guys ain't being the message that they bring, but let's continue.
Into a relationship with a girl, they might not necessarily understand intersectional dynamics. They don't understand how women think and operate, especially in today's day and age where women are more experienced sexually than ever before. And they get into a relationship thinking it's going to be a Disney fairy tale, and next thing they know, you know, their world flips upside down because they don't understand how women move today. Mm-hmm. Things have changed significantly. You know, women are no longer traditional. However, a lot of guys come into a relationship thinking, I'm going to be traditional. I'm going to be this guy. I'm going to be the nice guy. I'm going to be chivalrous, a gentleman, all that, whatever. And that just doesn't work anymore. Women have changed significantly, right? They've been liberated. They're, you know, they make more money than ever made before. A lot of women in general that from what we've seen in our interviews, a lot of women don't respect most men. You know, most girls look at the average guy and be like,
but look at the chick that y'all be having on y'all panel. The chicks that y'all have interviewed. Like, these chicks ain't got nothing going on but looks. Y'all interviewing a bunch of bums. Man, the chicks that they be having on their show be bums. And I've said this before, right? Some of y'all may remember me telling this story, but there's this chick that when I was in Miami, which is where they do their show, I was in Miami and my partner had moved this chick, right? She was acting like she wanted to be his 304, right? And he moved her. He was talking with her. You know, everything was going cool, but when she seen that he had other 304s, you know, she figured out that, you know, she wasn't built for that. That's not what she wanted. So she didn't want to be with him no more after that, right? So he dropped her off where she was staying, and guess where she was staying? In a shelter, a homeless shelter. Now, this chick was attractive. She's a little, dark-skinned black woman, very pretty, nice body, petite, pretty face, nice smile, all the shit. Presentation was cool, but this chick was living in a homeless shelter. And then a week later, guess where I see her? On Fresh and Fit. I'm like, wait a minute. Is she on Fresh and Fit popping it? Like she just got her life together. And she was looking good on Fresh and Fit. But I'm just in my mind like, my partner just dropped you off at a homeless shelter last week. How are you on here popping it? You dig? I wish I could find the episode, but they got so many damn episodes. I don't remember which episode it was. But this chick was like basically a bum. But because she's a fairly attractive young lady, that's all it takes to be on their show. Is to be a female. And most of them are probably what you would find attractive, but some of them ain't even attractive. But I say all that to say, they don't even know the kind of women that they be having on their show. They probably don't even know that chick that was on their show at the time was living in a homeless shelter. You know what I mean? They be having all kind of chicks on their show. The chicks that be on their show, they don't know if that chick is sleeping in her car. They don't know if that chick is sleeping with a trick that she don't like and she don't want to be with, but he's just a trick. He dated her, gave her some money, then she fell on hard times, and he was like, come on, baby, you can stay with me. And now he ain't even paying her for her time no more. That's how she pays her rent. That's how she paid for room and board, by opening her legs to him. It be chicks in all kind of situations. They even have an app, man. It's so cold. I need to make a video about this too, about how easy it is for a chick to be a bum and get by in life. They got an app, man, called I think it's called Couch Surfer. Some of y'all probably familiar with it. The way I even found out about it is because one of my partners had a gorgeous chick. This chick was drop dead gorgeous, man. And she was his 304. But then when she got out on him, guess what she was doing? She was couch surfing. And there's an app called, I believe it's called Couch Surfer or Couch Surf. The name is something to that effect. But basically, the app allows you to find different people's couches to crash on for the night. You know what I mean? You look on the app, and I guess it's just like booking an Airbnb or, booking an Uber or anything like that. Ordering some food from DoorDash is probably an app that's similar to that. But the app allows you to find couches in your area that people make available to somebody that needs to crash for the night. So you got chicks out there doing that. So, these dudes, they don't know if they got a chick that sleeps on the beach at night. They don't know if she's a couch surfer. They don't know if she's sleeping in her car. They don't know if she lives at a homeless shelter. They having all kind of chicks. As long as they don't look like bums, they letting them through the door. So, the chicks that y'all be interviewing and having on your panel, man, hey, the likelihood of them having all kind of problems in life is extremely high. Trust me. And I'm not blaming them for being the way that they are because, hey, man, the world is extremely complicated and, being successful, being happy and all that type of stuff in life, it's a lot of things that discourage that for young ladies in today's time. So, but I say all that to say the chicks that they be interviewing, man, they're not good examples. But let's continue.
K per year, 5'8", not good enough for me. A lot of girls overestimate their sexual market value, as I was to say, as far as like what they think they deserve when it comes to men. And we've asked girls, right? We've even done polls. What do you consider yourself? 1 out of 10, bro. If I had $1 for every time a girl said 11, I'd be a billionaire at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like girls tend to grossly overvalue themselves, and we have a bunch of theories as to why that is, but it's just not a good marriage market for most guys in today's day and age in the West. So they need to get.
Okay. Damn, that's cold. Hey, let me see if I can. I want to pull up Suits. Let's see if we can pull that up. Hold on. Suits just put the link to the couch surf. Hold on. This is cold. This is some cold shit. Hey, y'all, I'm finna start being a couch surfer, man. You know, these hoes don't want to mess with me no more. They ain't trying to be down with my pimping. It's hard out here for a pimp, man. So I don't care what y'all say. I'm about to start couch surfing. Signing up right now. Roast me if you want. Couch surfing on mine. Put my info up in here. Hold on. Couch surfing. Shit, I live in Miami. Fuck it. Okay. Hate these stupid ass verify this. Clicking on these damn images thing. This shit is stupid. Oh, wait. Damn, I guess you can't be that much of a bum. Shit, you got to pay to be a couch surfer, boy. Shit. It's only $3 a month. That's better than paying $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Hey, listen, couch surfing, man, I ain't got it right now, man. Y'all, damn, they ain't got no IOU program, no trial. Damn, they don't even have a trial period. Man, why y'all can't do a 2-week trial or something, man? Y'all got to make me pay right now? God damn. Couch surfing is cold. Let me see if I could, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday. No, they want my information right now. God damn, they cold. I ain't got nothing for y'all right now, couch surfer, man. It's hard out here for a pimp, man. I ain't got $2.99 right now. Damn, they cold, man. I need a couch right now, man. Damn. Cold-blooded. It's hard out here for a pimp. Damn. They want $2.99, boy. They ain't even got no trial. Wait, hold on. COVID-19 global pandemic negatively impacted couchsurfing's ability to fund ongoing operations. You may read more about the impact. Also, maybe it used to be free. I don't know. Your support is needed to provide safety and support for you and your fellow members, and so that people from around the world can experience the joy of traveling and authentic human connection. We humbly ask you to contribute and support the couchsurfing community. Damn, so they want me to help support other couch surfers that ain't even trying to help. Well, maybe, I guess we all help each other, man. If we all sign up for $2.99 a month, it's one hand washing the other, and we make it where we all have a couch to sleep at night. So, I just ain't got it right now, couch surfing. I want to fuck with y'all, but damn, I'm out here struggling, man. It's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp, man. These hoes ain't choosing, man. Damn. Guess I'm going to have to sleep outside tonight or something, man. Shit. I'll figure it out. It's all good. The weather's nice anyway, you know what I mean? So, hey, he'll figure it out. Couch gang? Couch gang? Unicorn, you stupid sounds like a trafficking app. I got a whole section couch for the 304s. Yeah, hey, so I wonder how you do that. Like, what if I have a couch that I want to make available to people? How do you do that? How do you be a host? Manage account. Okay, deactivate, delete. What if you want to be a couch host? What if I want to make my couch open to the public, to people that's paying $2.99 a month? What if I'm trying to rent my couch? Well, I guess it ain't. I wonder, do the hosts get paid anything? Because they paying $2.99 a month. Do the hosts get any of this? Like, if you couch hosting, do you get like a percentage of this? What if I got a couch, that I'm trying to make available? How do you do that? Let me see. Nah, that just take me right back here. Let me see. What if I want to be a couch surfing host? Let me see. How do I be a host? Let me see. How do I host on couch surfing? Let's see. How do I host on couch surfing? Receiving requests. As long as your hosting availability is set accordingly to accepting guests or maybe accepting guests, you will be able to receive couch requests from members looking for a host in your location, offering your couch. Rather than waiting to receive couch requests, you can also choose to offer your couch to members looking for a host in your city. To do so, click to the traveler search at the top of any couch surfing page and enter your hosting location. Okay, so let me see. I don't see traveler search. How you? Oh, I guess that's after you pay the $2.99. So I got to pay. Damn, I got to pay to make my couch available? That's cold. I can't even just make my, damn. Yeah, so I guess they saying any page, but it got to be any paid page. They need to put the paid in there. Search at the top of any paid couch surfing page and enter your hosting location. Damn, so I got to pay y'all $2.99 to give my couch up. You know what I mean? Then it's like, I wonder, so I got so many questions about this app now, right? Because, I'm sure a lot of these people that use this app, they on hard times, right? And they might be living a rough life. Everybody's hygiene don't be on point, man. So, like, if I make my couch available to people, can I make it like a requirement for them to get in the shower before they get on my couch? Or can I, like, turn people down, like, this person trying to sleep on my couch, but I don't want them on my couch. They look funky. Or do I have to be like, what if I want only women? I don't want no funky ass man on my couch. Like, what if I only want chicks? Cause it's probably dudes that be couch surfing too, man. I don't want no dudes on my couch. I only want chicks on my couch, man. And then, I don't want no big bitches on my couch because they might break it. They might, leave an indentation on my couch and make my couch all, uncomfortable and everything. People sleeping on my couch getting cricks in their neck because this fat bitch done messed my couch up. Yeah, man, I got a lot of questions about this couch surfing thing, man. It sounds like a good idea, but I don't know. Man. Then, what if people drool on the couch and they got they funky ass breath? They might be smoking Black and Milds and drinking Hennessy and eating cheeseburgers and all that, and they breath is funky, and then they sleep on my couch and they drool on it. That's, that's kind of messed up, man. Do they have to give like a deposit to sleep on my couch, and does that include a cleaning fee? Like after they slobber, they funky ass slobber, they got their funky ass saliva on my couch, man. Do I get to use the cleaning deposit to take care of that? I got a lot of questions, man. Yeah, drug addicts, Lojo, man. Yeah, I don't want no dope fiend, I don't want nobody, while I'm laying down sleep in my room, they on my couch shooting up or something. I don't want them kind of problems. Got a lot of questions, man. This couch surfing thing sound kind of risky. And then how much, like I said, if I'm making my couch available to people, this $299 or $14.99 a year, do I get any percentage of that by giving my couch up? I don't know, man. Right, like Unicorn say, man, sound like a setup, man. Right, then eating on the couch, then what if the couch surfer got kids? You know what I mean? Do I let them and their kids sleep on my couch? What if they got a cat or a dog or something, or a ferret, or a snake? What if they got pets, man? Do I let them and their pets sleep on the couch too? Like, I got a lot of questions, man. I don't know, man. This couch surfing thing, it sound kind of like risky, man. But I say all of that to say, these dudes, they don't know what kind of chicks they be having on their platform. They got couch surfers. They got homeless shelter women. They got, dope fiends, junkies that, look good with makeup on. They got deadbeat moms. They got, chicks on there that are horrible to their family and their family don't mess with them. They done snaked and swindled their family out of things, betrayed them, did them dirty. You got all kind of like crazy chicks on your platform, man. So, and they don't speak for everybody. Every chick out there is not like the chicks on your platform, man. Y'all got the bottom of the barrel on your platform, but let's continue.
Go in with their eyes wide open and come in from a position of defense.
Right, you know what I mean? That's a good question too, Trap Star. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, checkout time. When is checkout time? 304 come to your house with a ferret freeze. What you gonna do? Man, I don't know, man. She might not get through the door. She gonna have to, I don't know. We gonna probably have to, if the ferret is in a cage, because I ain't finna just have no ferret roaming around my crib while she sleep. The ferret, he can't sleep. He up. The ferret might be an insomniac, or he might be nocturnal. The ferret like to be up at night, watching TV and shit, or, the ferret might try to raid my liquor cabinet or something like that, or try to go in my fridge and eat my salad or something, man. I ain't, yeah, she probably can't, man. If she come with the ferret, bro, I don't know. I probably can't. I ain't gonna let her come in with the ferret, man. I don't know. Maybe if the ferret is in a cage, then we probably might could do that. But if she don't have a cage for the ferret, he just loose, I don't know, man. I might get up in the middle of the night and want to go use the bathroom and the ferret is on the toilet, man. I don't know about all that, man. He gonna crawl into your attic. Yeah, stuff like that. Then, she might wake up and the ferret is lost. She don't know where he at. I'm cool, man. I don't want them kind of problems, man. Man, yeah, I don't know about this couch surfing thing, man. I was thinking about giving my couch up, making my couch available, man, but I don't know, man. I'm having second thoughts. Yeah, I'm having second thoughts. I might be good on that one. But let's continue.
To protect their assets if they are going to get involved in a marriage, because a lot of girls are not traditional anymore.
And you said that. My question is, so you've now been in this market now, if we want to talk it right, for what, a decade?
Yeah.
Look at this, a decade. No, he hasn't. They've been, they new to this shit, and they definitely ain't true to this shit. But let's continue.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, just kind of the feedback with Patrick. We're the original Fresh and Fit from the '90s. He's the Armenian, and I'm the
If you guys
Hispanic
had
version.
a podcast back in the day, what would it have been called? In the army, what would the name of the podcast be?
You tell me, Patrick.
I would say it'd be, well, you would be the hustler. That's for sure. You'd be the hustler. Felix was the guy that would go to pool. Here's how it was. We'd go to pool hall. Felix was the best pool player in the together. Give me that dynamic.
Yeah, so I came, my background is my parents are from Sudan. They came here in the 1980s. You know, I grew up in a Muslim household. I will admit I'm not the best Muslim, but I'm going to get there eventually, be a better one. But yeah, I came from a 2-parent household. My parents are together to this day. And it was actually my mom that warned me about, you know, Western women in general. Like, hey, make sure you don't marry an American girl, blah, blah. And I always wondered, like, Mom, what's wrong with you? Like, what are you talking about? And then, like, as I became older, I started to see she would always tell me things like, she ain't going to cook for you, she ain't going to clean for you, she's going to chase her career more than you, she's not going to care about the kids, she's going to put them in daycare, you don't want that shit, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I was like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, get out of here. But as I became older and older, I was like, damn, okay, she ain't lying. You know, and it's a lot of the times you don't grow to appreciate your parents' advice until you get in a position where you can actually see it with your own 2 eyes. And it wasn't until I was like in my late 20s and 30s that I was like, damn, my parents weren't lying. And my mom had warned me about this, my aunt, my dad, you know, in general, about how Western relationships are. So, and seeing how my parents operated, like as a kid growing up, you know, stable 2-parent household. We didn't grow up rich or anything like that, but you know, my mom was always made sure there was food you know, there was food on the table, and my dad worked, and you know, he's the main breadwinner. So, you know, it was good to, you know, I'm really happy, especially nowadays with so many people who don't come from broken households. Yeah,
you saw a good example
of what a marriage can be. Yeah,
would you consider yourself still a Muslim or no?
Yeah.
You would so you still are. Yeah, that's your faith.
Yeah.
That's your denomination.
Yes, I'm not the best one, but I'm going to work on it.
Totally get it.
Haram, haram.
Non-practicing.
Totally get it. So
I'm a non-practicing Christian.
So here's what I would say. So, but long term, we may one day find you being married with kids.
Oh yeah. Like I would do it, but I would definitely take like my steps that I'm going to take are I'm not going to lie, are probably pretty extreme of what I'm going to do. My strategy, but you know, that's just kind of where we are now.
Are you going to be married before 40?
I don't know about that. Maybe a little bit later, but I plan to like leave the United States to do that. Like I'm probably going to go to like, you know, Dubai, Saudi Arabia.
Is that what you mean?
He want to go to Dubai to get married. So he want what's them chicks, them porta potty chicks that be going to Dubai to get pooped on and all of that, and you know they having poopscapades over there. You know, he want to go to Dubai to get one of them chicks that's getting doo-dooed on. So that's where you want to go. You so against, you know, dealing with American chicks because, you know, she gonna chase her career and all this type of stuff, and she ain't gonna be at home being a mama to the kids and all that. So you gonna go to Dubai in a porta potty and find your woman there. Okay, man. This is who y'all getting y'all game from, though. I just want y'all to pay attention. This is who people is buying courses from. This man just let it be known that he want to go to Dubai, not Dubai, but Dubai, to get him a woman, you know, to be in them porta potties. Them chicks that do that porta potty stuff, they be looking good. It be some fine women going to Dubai to get in them porta potties and you know, get crapped on and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? They be looking real good. But hey, if this is who y'all want to get y'all game from, then hey, it is what it is. But let's continue.
So you're gonna get somebody from your community, from Sudan.
Yeah, not Sudan, but like somewhere from the Middle East that has like a Muslim background and everything.
So
speaks
listen,
Arabic and
I
stuff.
tell you, so far to me, I get all the stuff. But here's one thing I will tell you. There's one thing I will tell you that I think we don't pay enough attention to. So okay. So I'm not the best Muslim, but I'm a Muslim, right? Like for me, my parents were Christians, but I'm an atheist. There's no way in the world I believe in a God with what I've seen with bombs, people dying, blowing up, Iran, all this bullshit. I'm like, there's no God. What do you guys are? That's for naive people. But fine. Mm-hmm. If I say I'm a religion, I'm a Christian because the lineage is the parents, right? Yeah. Here's what you got to realize. If your mom says what she said to him, that's the Bible. Meaning your mom becomes your God. Let me unpack.
There you go, man. See, Pat giving this dude some game, man. They just ain't trying to hear it though. You know, you got all your relationship advice from your mom. You didn't say nothing about what your dad taught you. So obviously your dad, you know, if he was trying to teach you, it fell on deaf ears, or maybe he wasn't trying to teach you nothing at all, or maybe he tried to teach you by example and you just didn't pick up on the examples that he gave on how to be the right kind of man to the right kind of woman. But hey, yeah, he dropping some good game, man. Your mom is your God.
A little bit, and I may be wrong, just hear me out.
Yeah, sure.
If a mom says, be careful with these Western girls, be careful with this and be careful with that, be careful with that, and the form of affirmation Where it's like, not once, she's probably told you that many, many times. Affirmations work, and then it sticks. So for me, when I was, my dad and my mom got a divorce. So it's a slightly different story. I don't know. They got divorced twice. And they were like legit wanted to get a divorce, but they kept coming back because maybe this is going to work out. But they finally got a divorce 20 years later. And my dad is a similar philosophy to your mom. So my dad and your mom are very similar, okay, with what he says. Don't waste your time with all these girls. And let me tell you, all the girls lied and all the girls. And you got to realize, my dad is my hero, and I love my dad. My dad's probably listening to this right now, cracking up with he's
same on my
at the house. So we got a great relationship together. But one day he kept saying this, women are this and women are that and women are this. And a relationship goes bad. Relationship goes bad. Relationship goes bad. Relationship goes bad. And I'm finally like, screw this. I'm just going to go play and all this other stuff. And I'm like 26, 27, 28. And then we had a moment. And here's what the moment was. I start reading God knows how many books. I'm devouring books left and right. That became my, like, if I'm not going to church, my books became my God. At 25 years old, I eventually went to church, and 25, 26, whatever it was, 2004 is when I kind of started putting my life a little bit more together, trying to live by some values. But here's what happened. One day my dad and I had a moment. I sat and I said, okay, we give a little bit too much credibility to our parents to know everything, and they don't. We give a little bit too much credibility to our mom and dad that they know it all. And at one point, we have to question, like even my kids, they have to question some of my philosophies and say, Daddy, I don't know what the hell you're talking about when it comes down to XYZ. Fine, question it, right? So I sat there and I said, do my parents love me? Check, okay? Do my parents, without them, there's no way I'd be in America. I'm indebted to them for the rest of my life. Check. My parents' food, do I love it? 1,000,000% check. Do I enjoy their company? Check. And I went through all this thing. Do they know how money works? Hell to the no. So that's an X, right?
Same, yeah.
Okay. Do they know the 17 keys to marriage? No. Okay. Do they know how to eliminate their in-laws from getting involved? Hell no, because their in-laws were a little bit too involved and they kind of screwed the whole thing up. Do they know the keys to how to find the right husband or wife? No, because back in the days, it was more to arrange. Hey, you made the, you come and, kind of do that. And then one day I come on, my dad's like, let me tell you, all girls are this. I said, Dad, stop. And we had this, he knows the scene exactly. So Dad, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear this anymore. Don't pass down your limiting beliefs to me. You got to stop. That's your limiting belief, okay? If that was your limiting belief and you had a bad marriage or a bad life, I don't want to hear about it. That's yours. I love my mom. I love you. But I don't want that to be me. Do you want me to also go through the same life? He said no. Then stop saying that to me. So we had and I'm underestimating what this was. It was a very heated moment. We didn't talk for a week. A week later, this is why my dad's my hero, because he's able to do this. He comes to me. And my dad's an April 10 baby. So he's like very much to himself, independent. He doesn't rely on anybody else. He's his own man. And one day we're sitting there. It's quiet. He says, you're right. I said, what? He says, you're right. And my dad won't say that. He says, you're right. I said, what am I right with? He says, you're right. I've thought about it for a week. You shouldn't let my fears pass down to you. You're right. And I'm like, holy freaking moly, right? Yeah. I got the chills all over my body because I love this man. I love my mom.
So, he giving Fresh and Trick some good game. You know what I mean? But, Fresh, Fit, I'm already knowing he's so dead set on what his mama done taught him. He trying to be just like his mama when he grow up. And I believe, a lot of her characteristics reflected his behavior. You dig? But let's see what his response is to all that Pat Bet David just said to him.
Natural experience, what she said was true. So it was a little bit more profound for me because I saw it through my own experiences. Because at first I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Could that be selective, though? Could that be selective? Could that be just accidental?
I wish it was, man, but it's like.
But you're young, though. You're 32 years old. You're still young.
So here's the thing. So we so at this point we've interviewed well over 1,000 girls.
Yeah.
And we've noticed that there's certain trends and certain beliefs.
Again, like I said, you've interviewed well over 1,000 girls, but there's, millions upon millions of girls available in the United States. But you've interviewed over 1,000 of what, though? You've interviewed over 1,000 bums. Like I said, one chick I know that was on your show, she live in a homeless shelter. You know what I mean? Y'all interviewing couch surfers, homeless shelter girls, girls living in their car, girls that's dope fiends, all kind of shit. Girls who don't know how to be a woman to a man, don't even know how to be a woman to theyself. Girls that got kids, that's deadbeat moms. Y'all interviewing the lowest of the low. Listen, These guys are not going to professional places of business to find girls to interview. These guys are not going to college campuses to find girls to interview. I guarantee you, man, all the girls that they finding is you know, scallywags on Instagram, or, you know, they might meet a girl at the strip club and say, hey, you know, come down, we want to interview you. They meet a girl at the, you know, they in Miami. They might meet a chick in Wynwood, or they might go to Fort Lauderdale, party on Los Olas, or they might go to South Beach and find a chick on Collins or Ocean Drive or something like that they think is cute. You know what I mean? They like the way she twerk and shake her booty. So, yeah, come on the podcast. You know, they might have interviewed over 1,000 women, but 1,000 of what? You know what I mean? How many of these chicks that you interviewing are married? You know, how many of these chicks that you're interviewing have degrees? That's one thing I'll give to the Whatever podcast. You know, at least the Whatever podcast, they tend to have a better variety of women. Some of the women that they have on the Whatever podcast, you know, they got a similar setup to Fresh and Fit, where they'll have a panel of like 8 to 10 women or something like that, and you know, they'll go around having a discussion. But at least they have like chicks on there. They be having some crazy chicks on there too on the Whatever podcast. But I've seen them have married women on there, family women, you know, women that are educated, that have degrees, professional women that have, you know, a profession in, you know, politics or business or whatever it is. You know what I mean? They've had, you know, different kinds of women. But Fresh and Fit, man, they interviewing a bunch of scallywags. And these are the guys that sell courses to give you some game. I just want y'all to pay attention. But let's continue.
Mindset, certain beliefs, certain
Software,
type
hardware.
of, and we always say, you know, just because the hardware is different does not necessarily mean the software is going to be different. The software is almost always the same, but the hardware is different, right? And what I mean by that is that in general, there's this a belief system in first world countries, you know, where feminism is strong, where women think that they're equal to you, or a lot of the times they don't necessarily want to do certain duties that women used to do before. In other words, your roles as a man are static. You're expected to be masculine, the protector, the provider, etc., the leader, but her roles are negotiable. She can pick and choose when she wants to cook. She can pick and choose when she wants to be feminine. She can pick and choose when she wants to be a lady. And
listen, man, you could tell these dudes are suckers, man. So, you know, suckers get licked. And that's the only kind of women that they're going to come across, is women that's going to lick they goofy asses, right? I guarantee you, neither one of these dudes have had a woman just cook for them, you know, because that's what she wanted to do, or, you know, cater to them in various different ways because their behavior towards that woman, it made her inclined to treat them that way. You know, they've never had, you know, the right kind of women. And if they did, they didn't know what to do with it and they blew it. You dig? This dude, Fresh Trick CEO, he might have had, you know, the woman that he was married to for 7 years. Ain't no telling what kind of woman she was, but let's just say she was the right kind of woman. You know, he's a goofball, and he's trifling, and you know he don't want the right kind of things from a woman. So, you know, if she was the right kind of woman, he blew it, and then, you know, it's a higher likelihood that she was the wrong kind of woman, and either way, he's still gonna blow it. But, you know, I just want y'all to pay attention, like I said, because there's some of y'all in here that may have paid these dudes for a course. Ain't no telling. Or somebody who might watch this later on the replay that has paid these dudes. But just pay attention to the type of guys that they are. They not being the message that they bring, but let's continue.
Is, you know, it wasn't until I became older that I realized it, and then from interviewing all the girls that we do, going on dates, my anecdotal experience, and then in general we also talk with thousands of men as well, because we talk with both men and women. If you ever watch our show, we get super chats and donations from all over the world, and you know, it's always English-speaking first world countries a lot of the times, you know, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, whatever, and all these guys are dealing with the same issues. So I was like, damn, okay, so it's not just, you know, what my mom said. It's like now I actually see it with my own two eyes from interviewing the girls, from guys coming to us. and it's just like it's been reconfirmed a million times over and over. Now, is that to say that every girl is terrible in the West, don't marry them? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that there tends to be this very similar mindset when it comes to intersexual dynamics with a lot of modern day women that don't necessarily that won't lead to a fruitful relationship if you don't know what you're doing. I think if anything, guys really got to be on their P's and Q's in today's day and age, even more so than 20 years ago.
No, I mean, listen, in regards to that, I fully agree with you. But I will also tell you this. Listen, being in the investment world for 20 years, I don't know how many times I gave $100,000 to this deal, $50,000 to this deal, $200,000 to, and nothing happened. And all of a sudden, one of them, boom, 28 million, boom, you get them, and you're like, oh shit. So none of this stuff work. You know, screw the entrepreneur, the hell with the investment. None of these guys are workers. But you got to have a little bit of that. So I think the part where you know, in regards to the parents, when you're saying mom, dad, all that other stuff, they have. I watched this video with this guy on Wendy Williams. He was in the movie Black Panther. Who's the guy? One of the actors, very good actor. Tyler, can you pull up Black Panther? Anyways, this guy's
not Chadwick Boseman.
Not the other guy.
Michael B. Jordan.
No, there was
the guy from Creed.
Oh man,
that's
I don't
Michael
know.
B. Jordan.
No, not him. There's another guy. Let me see. Can you go to the IMDb? Anyways, he's on Wendy. Go to the top because the pictures are.
The cast, yeah.
Daniel, which one it is? Man, I don't know who it was. Anyways, a guy was on Wendy Williams, and when he's telling Wendy Williams, when I tell you to make a sandwich, you make me a sandwich. Remember, who is that guy?
I forget his name.
Anyways,
but I know
it was what a
about.
great back and forth. So he says, when I tell you, woman, when I tell you to make me a sandwich, you make me a sandwich.
He's being serious?
He's being dead serious.
To who? To a woman on
To Wendy
stage?
Williams. She says, when I tell you to make a sandwich, woman, you make me a sandwich. Like, I'm not going to make you a sandwich. Oh, okay. Let me get this straight. So if we go out to dinner, do you expect me to open the door? Yes. When we go out there and take care of the bill, do you expect me to pay for it? Yes. So when we go out there and fight breaks out and somebody says something, do you expect me to go? I expect you to punch him in the face. Well, then when I expect you to make me a sandwich, you make me a sandwich.
Yeah. Do you agree with him?
I do. When Jen and I went on our date and we did the 101 questions, I told Jen, we went through this whole question together because I'd done this exercise.
You familiar with this book?
PBD, Anthony Mackie.
The book?
That's the guy. He crushed it. Yeah. He crushed it when he get. But
he was in 8 Mile.
I don't know if we can play it. Don't play it. Don't play. But this is something that people have to see. But anyway, so Jen and I go to we go through the 101 questions, and I said, look, what is your expectation of me? Boom, 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 boom. Check. No problem. Here's what I expect from you. I don't care if my wife is black. I don't care if my wife is white. I don't care if my wife is Hispanic, Filipino, whatever. I expect her to know how to make Middle Eastern food. Because my mom and my dad are only going to be here for a while. You got to make my favorite dish that I like. And she's like, okay. I didn't.
See, now this is what I'm talking about. You know, Pat Bet David, you know, he's Hatbox Shoulder. He a square from Delaware, right? But, you know, what he's speaking on is just manhood and womanhood, right? And how they go in harmony with one another. Just listen to what he said. This is an example of what I'm talking about, you know, not just, you know, where you're looking, but knowing what to look for, knowing what you want. That's just one of like many requirements I'm sure that, you know, he was looking for in a woman. But he just let it be known, like, you know, the woman that I married, she's going to have to know how to make Middle Eastern food because my parents ain't going to be here forever. So I ain't going to be able to always, it's going to come a time where I can't go to their house and have Middle Eastern food, or they can come to my house and make some Middle Eastern food. So as my wife, you're going to have to know how to do that, or you're going to have to learn how to do that, because his wife is, I guess she may not be Middle Eastern. I can't remember if his wife is, I don't know if she's Latina or something like that, but whatever the case, she happily obliged. She said, okay, that's no problem. But let's continue.
A lot of requests. My requests were like 3 to 5 requests.
What were your requests?
I have the book. I'll bring you one time. We'll go through the requests that I had. But I said, this is one of the things. The number of kids I wanted to have, the role, the relationship, you got to have a support. Anyways, I went through. But I said, I want Middle Eastern. I want my wife to know how to cook Middle Eastern food, because if the house smells like food, kids will stay home. If it doesn't, kids will leave. So next date, she goes on Google, makes an Assyrian dish. And I'm like, it was horrible. I mean, it was the worst meal I've had in my life. But I sat there and I'm like eating the food just to say I'm eating the food. And I told her, I said, babe, this is not good. My mom and dad can make it 1,000,000 times better, but I have so much respect for the fact that you didn't jump to and say, who am I? I don't need to. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? So, hats off to you. But
effort.
But I tell.
And see, this is just an example of, you know, the very old and simple cliche, but that reigns so true. Closed mouths don't get fed. Now, the fresh and trick dudes, on the other hand, I guarantee you that when they meet a woman and they dealing with a woman, they don't lay things out like that. They don't tell a chick, okay, this is what I want from a woman. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? Listen to what he just said. He basically just told a chick, okay, you know, I need somebody to make Middle Eastern food. And the next date they went on, he didn't ask her or tell her to do that. She just took it upon herself to go on Google, try her hand at the shit, and do it. And even though the shit came out terrible, you know, he still respected and appreciated the fact that she went out of her way to do it just to please him. And even though he didn't like the shit, he still ate it. But I also like the part that he kept it 100. He didn't just tell her what she wanted to hear. He let her know, like, hey, listen, this shit is horrible. You know what I mean? But I like the fact that you applied the effort. You know, I told you what I wanted, and without me having to tell you to do it, you just took it upon yourself to figure it out yourself and do it. You dig? Right. Like Tony say, communication. You dig? You know, they not communicating with chicks like that. They just want a GTD. You dig? And like I say all the time, when you stand for less, you fall for more. And when you don't stand for knowing what you want, you fall for all the shit that you don't want. But let's continue.
I can tell you 10 other stories where that wasn't the case.
Of course.
So you're right.
Yeah.
I
You
can
mean
tell
with,
you
with other women, you're
yeah,
saying?
we're like, I'm not going to do that for you. We're going to go out there and do this. No problem. By the way, some people are listening to this and they'll say, well, I still don't cook and my husband cooks. No problem. That's part of your arrangement, not mine. I'm not going to, in our house, I'm not the handyman. I'm not the handyman.
I'm not the guy.
Yeah, if you come to my house and I asked Senna, the Tico the other day, we had a conversation. It's like, Dad, you know, in school, we have the same name. People think when I grow up, I have to be a businessman like you. I said, no, you don't. He says, well, why not? I said, dude, you're going to be whoever you want to be. I only want to see you do what you want to do. I'm going to 100% support you on what you want to do. As long as you're not breaking the law, as long as you're not hurting people, I got your back. He says, okay. He says, but no, that's not how it works. I'm expected to be like you. I said, no, you're not. He says, so tell me why. I said, let me ask you a question. In the house, when toys break, how often do you guys come to me? He says, Daddy, you have no clue how to fix toys. I said, who do you go to? Papa. He fixes all the toys. I said, I can never be a handyman like Papa. I said, and I'm totally comfortable with that. We all have a certain strength, meaning there is that understanding of what you expect from a girl that may be different than his, than Felix's, than yours.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
It seems to me that you guys are defining, because you're finding common ground here. There's not a lot that you've said that have been disagreeable.
Yes.
What are the code of conduct of the rules? Like, for instance, I asked these questions on Sozcast, on the show that I host that you guys have been on. Who pays on the first date? Well, the man. You know, if a fight breaks out, you want a man to protect you, okay? Man hold the door, chivalry, all that. What are the code of conduct that women need to abide by, do these things, like the sandwich example, and what are the code of conduct that men need to bring to the table? There seems to be that the men have to do this. Bing, 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 bing. Make more money. Do this. Protect the household. You know, bring home the bacon. What are the code of conduct that men need to do, and what is the code of conduct that women need to do? And if there's an agreement here, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is that, you know, men have to always bring something to the table. There is an invisible burden of performance on men to bring certain things to the table. And we're in society, you know, applauds it. Yeah, man up, do this other stuff. But if I say, hey, well, ladies, we need you to do this, this, and this, we get a lot of backlash for that. In other words, what men want is typically almost always demonized, whereas what women want is considered preferences. But what we want is considered discrimination. So if I was to say, for example, I don't want to date no fat hoes. Oh my God, that is so fat shaming, that's fucked up. But if I was to say, oh, well, but if a woman was to say, I don't want no broke guy or no ugly guy or no small dick energy guy or whatever the hell it is, no one bats an eye.
Perfectly acceptable.
It's completely socially acceptable for
There's
women to have
songs about
standards, shame men,
Nobody
and
wants
everything
no
else.
1 minute man. No one's, you know, small dick man, all that.
Yeah, but see, what he don't understand is, like, you know, women are emotional. So, you know, when women say things like that to a guy, if you really a man, you're not going to be offended by that type of shit. You know, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. So a woman may say that she don't like guys, you know, that are my height, or, you know, she like taller guys or whatever the case may be. I'm not tripping because I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I'm sure of myself. I'm not insecure about anything. And I know that I'm going to find what I want. You dig? And the fact that she like, taller guys, that might be helping me dodge a bullet because she probably got all kind of things about herself that I ain't digging. But, women, on the other hand, are emotional. So when you say stuff like that and you have a platform like they do, I don't want no fat hoes. Like, come on, man. Of course you're going to get backlash. And then, again, like I said, look at the type of women that you guys interview on your platform. Think about the type of women that these guys probably, get involved with and go on dates with and sleep with and all that type of stuff. Bunch of bums and scallywags that, have nothing to lose, ain't bringing nothing to the table. They not dealing with women of quality. You dig? So, but whatever the case, they just not wise, and they don't understand the potential power of their platform. Because if they did, they'd be a lot more responsible with it. But they don't understand their power of influence. You dig? So, of course, when you say something like that, you're gonna get backlash. But at the same time, you're saying what you don't want, but you're not saying what you do want. You know what I mean? See, it's a way that you go about shit. As Sinful to P like to always say, before it's acceptable, it has to be what? Presentable. And y'all's presentation is just trash. You talking about all these things that you don't want, but what about what you do want? How about you put out there what you do want? You know what I mean? If you notice when Pat Bet David was giving the example of what he told his girlfriend at the time, who ended up becoming his wife and the mother of his children, he spelled out what he wanted. He told her he wanted a woman, to be able to cook Middle Eastern food because that's what he loves. He wanted a woman to do this, do that, and the third. He didn't give her a laundry list of shit that he don't want. He told her what he did want. You know what I mean? So on the same token, like I said, this is just another example of Fresh and Fit not knowing what they want from a woman. And again, like I said, this is the guys that some of y'all probably done paid for some game. I just want y'all to pay attention. These is the dudes that people is paying for game. They don't even know what they want. And of course, women are women are emotional. And then like all this man versus woman, guys, guys can't do this, but how come women can get away with that? Come on, man. Like, who gives a damn who can get away with what and double standards and all this so stupid ass shit? When you a man and you know what you want, man, you're going to lay it out, and it is what it is. But let's continue.
In other words, it is okay for women to have standards and not men. And that's what I'm saying, like, where guys need to kind of come in and put standards on women, because a lot of girls just think I'm going to show up on a date and be pretty and that's it. And I don't got to worry about nothing else. And this guy's got to impress me. And I'm telling guys, no, you got to make girls perform too, because too many girls are used to getting attention and validation for nothing more than breathing.
So what do they need to do to perform? So
I would say the biggest thing is every guy is different, right? They're going to have different things, but most men are easy to please. As long as a woman is compliant, submissive, feminine, attractive, pleasant to be around, not
compliant. You sound like a damn police officer talking about as long as a woman's compliant. Come on, man. What type of grown-ass man tells a woman to be compliant? Come on, baby. I just need you to be compliant with me. You sound like you about to arrest a bitch, man. Like you about to take her ass to jail or something, talking about you need a woman to be compliant. Man, this boy is a straight nerd, man. He sound like a damn, what was he, a customs agent or some shit like that, whatever he was doing. Busting people with drugs and stuff like that. You sound like that, man, telling ladies to be compliant. No wonder you got all these damn women problems, and you supposed to be a guru on how to deal with women and all this type of stuff. Straight nerd talking about compliant. But yeah, man, I can go on and on about how these dudes is nerds and how they don't practice what they preach and everything like that. But I just want people to pay attention and learn, because there's so much to learn from these guys, man. Oh, that's this. But yeah, man, as far as this chick right here, she's just what a lot of people would consider to be a pretty face and probably a fun time in bed. But, you know, the buck stops there. You know, she's not bringing any value to the table. You know, I don't even think she's a good 304. I think she is just a promiscuous girl who doesn't consider herself to be a 304, but likes the benefits of, you know, a 304's deeds. So she wants the benefits of a 304. She wants the rewards of a 304, but she don't want to be responsible for, you know, being a 304. So she'll dibble and dabble and, you know, do a little bit here and there to have, you know, a 304's rewards and benefits, but, you know, she probably thinks she's too good for the game. But whatever the case, she ain't bringing no real value to the table. You know what I mean? So, and then, like I said, when you stand for less, you fall for more. So the Fresh Trick CEO, right? Like I said, that's just my theory. I could be wrong, but I believe they met based on a transaction. I believe they got involved with each other on an agreement that you gonna pay me this much for this to happen. In order for us to do this, you're going to have to give me this money first. I believe that's how they got involved with each other. And then it became more personal. He fell head over heels for her. And, you know, it went on from there. Right. But let's just say he meets a woman and he finds her attractive and he's interested in her and stuff like that. You know, he's not coming saying, okay, this is what I need from a woman. Right. I need this from a woman, that from a woman, the third, so on and so forth. You know, if he would have done that from the gate, he would have seen immediately that this chick don't qualify. You know what I mean? Because I don't see this chick taking the time to learn. You know, he from Barbados. I don't see her taking the time to learn how to cook the food that his mother cooks for him. I just don't see that. You know what I mean? You know, and she got some good qualities. I see she's into fitness, and she was talking about how she was encouraging him to take care of himself. You know, I can believe that because, you know, in that aspect, she's being the message that she's bringing. If she's preaching to him about taking care of himself and getting his health in order, I can believe that because she does that with herself. You know, I looked a little bit at her Instagram. And, you know, she got a lot of videos and pictures of her. You know, she got a lot of stuff on there with her working out, right? And I didn't really see no food stuff, but I would imagine that she eats a certain type of way. She ain't just putting anything in her body, right? So I can believe that. You dig? But when it comes to so many other things, what I'm saying is if he would have had some requirements, if he would have known what he wants from a woman and express that to her, he would have been able to determine immediately that this ain't the chick that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? And especially he would have understood, let me strap up. Let me put some protection on. Because I'm not trying to, you know, skeet in this thing. I'm not trying to, you know, impregnate this woman. No, we not going there. We not doing that. So if, again, like I said, if he would have taken the time to figure out and lay things out to her, you know, what he wants, he would have figured out that she ain't nobody to take serious. And not only would he have strapped up, but he also would have discarded the thing properly. You know what I mean? Because you have to do that too. You know, y'all, I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about the story where the billionaire dude was at the hotel and he skeeted in a condom and didn't properly dispose of it. And the housekeeper got the thing, took his DNA, put his DNA inside herself, got pregnant by the dude that she never even laid down with, don't even know. And now he gonna have to pay her child support because he was being irresponsible with his semen. You know what I mean? He should have either put it inside the girl's mouth or, you know, flushed it down the toilet, did anything with it. You know what I mean? Took it to another location and flushed it down the toilet. Took it, you know, did something, you know, but just, I'm already knowing what he probably did. He probably just left it in the trash can in the hotel room. And the housekeeper, she seen who he was and probably was familiar with him. You know, she probably knew that he was balling. And she seen that thing in the trash can and was like, jackpot. Jackpot. Man. But, yeah, man, you got to be responsible and you got to be sharp with game. You dig? Let me do this rant. Quack. Judge Mills, good looking with the $20 holla. My bro, Malachi, Marshall McGee, good looking with the $50 holla. You dig? Coming through. Chris Michaels, good looking with the $5 holla. Sinful always said, Tagged is full of science projects on Tag. Yeah, it is. Sinful wasn't lying on that one because it for sure is. Don GF, good looking with the $5 holla. Like Sinful said, when he is alive, he's brain dead. I know what you mean. When a man's D is alive, he's brain dead. That is so true in most cases. You dig? Flavor Talk works. Love one, good looking with the $2 holla. He got other weirdo plans for Dubai. Laugh out loud. Yeah, he probably do. He mentioned Dubai, you know, for other reasons than, you know, trying to find a wife. I ain't surprised. Palm, my guy, good looking with the $2 holla. Yo, Freeze in the game. What is a fly by night? A fly by night, you know, is a chick who might be here for a little while and not a long while, man. You know, she might be just passing through. A fly by night is a chick who, you know, she might come through, give you a little few dollars because she like you, but she misguided and undecided, so she ain't gonna stay down. She ain't gonna stick around. She gonna do it moving. A fly by night is a chick that got some rabbit in her blood. You know what I mean? She gonna do the race. She gonna do the take K. You know what I mean? She keeping it moving. You dig? She don't really know what she want out the game. She don't really know what she want from some ism. She just know that she does want some ism. She don't want to be by herself, but you know, she's confused. She ain't got her mind made up like she make her face up. So, yeah, she, you know, a fly by night, like I said, that's a young lady that got rabbit in her blood, man. She ain't gonna stick around. She ain't giving nobody a run. She ain't giving nobody some consistency with the currency. You know, she's fly by night is somebody that at the most is gonna stick around maybe a few days. You know what I mean? 30 days or less. See, Adrian K, once upon a time, I probably would have agreed with you that a fly by night is somebody that give 30 days or less. But in 2024, man, 30 days is like 3 years to get out some of these chicks, man. You know, because they so easily distracted and they constantly changing their mind. You know, they changing their mind more than they change their draws. So, yeah, you know, like I said, once upon a time I might have agreed with you, but now I got to disagree with you, man. These days, a fly-by-night ain't even lasted nowhere close to 30 days, man. I might say 72 hours, 96 hours at the most. But, you know, these fly-by-nights, they not sticking around and staying down worth a damn, man. You know, so, yeah, that's what I say a fly-by-night is. But, yeah, basically somebody who's not going to stick around for a very long time. Tat-all. You dig? But I'm going to read some of these comments, answer some of these questions. We're going to chop it up for, you know, a little bit longer, but we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. But in the meantime, man, if you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so now. Hit that like button. Fickle-minded for sure. Yes, indeed. Like Supposed the Prince say. Go ahead and hydrate my game one time. Yes. You see. Drake has more game than Future 10 BM's Hendrix. I don't know. I wouldn't say he got more game. He's just not as reckless as a Future. But, the chick that Drake knocked up and had a baby by, she ain't nobody to take home to mama neither, really. So, exposing the truth. So what you think Fresh best option is now at this point? Obviously, he's made a lot of mistakes in a very short time frame. He made a lot of mistakes with this chick in a very short time frame. So, I don't even think he's in the mindset of doing any damage control with her directly. He's getting involved in a lot of social media stuff, explaining himself, pleading his case to people on the internet. But, these people on the internet don't have to walk in your shoes. They don't have to reap the consequences of your actions like you do. So, I think the best thing for him to do right now is, do his best to make things right with the chick, to try to smooth it out with her. Now, of course, we know she done been on the internet and she done talked all kind of shit about him, but that's because she's in her emotions, but I believe, he can smooth it out with her because it is what it is. This is what I would do, because I've heard all of this talk, but nobody has produced any hardcore proof that she's actually pregnant. So if I was him, I would hit her up and be like, baby, look, let's go to the hospital, make sure everything is on the up and up with this baby. Let's get the ultrasound. Let's see how long it's going to take before we can find out what the gender is. Let's make sure the baby is healthy. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? I call her bluff because it is a strong possibility that she's capping, that she might not actually be pregnant. That she might have been trying to finesse him out of something early in the game before it comes a time where, she ain't going to be able to keep up the facade and lie and pretend like she's pregnant no more, which she's only got a few months before, that window of opportunity is up. So she could be capping. She could be bluffing. So let's go to the hospital together. You know what I mean? And the whole purpose of that is to know for sure whether or not she's pregnant, because she might be bullshitting. She might not actually be pregnant. I haven't seen any proof. I ain't seen no ultrasounds. People like to record everything nowadays. I didn't see her make a video and post it of her at the doctor's office and talking to the doctor, and the doctor telling her, oh, you're 2 weeks pregnant or 3 weeks pregnant or whatever it is. We haven't seen that. And if y'all have seen that, somebody put the link in the chat. Show me where that's at, because I haven't seen it. And just because we haven't seen it, and, everybody like to put everything on the internet, I don't believe he's seen it either. I don't even believe that she's shown him any proof that she's pregnant. I believe he's just going off the word, and his stupid ass actually has nutted in her like a bozo. So he's believing it. And she knows, let's say she is capping. Let's say it is a bluff. She knows that he's actually nutted in her, so she knows that he's stupid enough to go for it. But it's a strong possibility that she was never pregnant to begin with. But just to dispel that and to, kill any doubt, I'd be like, come on, baby, let's go to the hospital. Let's check it out. I want to make sure that you okay. I want to make sure that this baby is okay. Let's go. Start there. Then once you know, okay, for sure, damn, she really is pregnant, then you deal with it from there. You know what I mean? But that's the next move that he should try to do if he was smart. He ain't even called her bluff. He ain't even had her prove it. And then all this shit about, he immediately was encouraging her to get rid of it. He didn't even take the time to prove it. Like, damn, babe, oh, for real? Okay, how many weeks or how many days or whatever, how far along are you? What did they tell you? Did they tell you anything as far as like what to do? Or, he didn't go through none of that. And then she already talking about what the laws are on child support in the U.S. and all this type of stuff. Like, it could all just be a bluff. Because she trying to play his ass. She trying to finesse his ass some type of way. Which at this point, it ain't looking like it's going that way. Just me, based on everything that I'm seeing so far, I'm kind of leaning towards her actually really being pregnant. I kind of think she really is. But at the same time, man, people are full of shit. So if she was never pregnant to begin with, I wouldn't be surprised by that. But he need to go with her ass to the hospital. That's what he need to do. Get off of all of this goofball shit. Stop trying to act like you got some game when you really don't. And take Freeze's advice, man. Get that chick and take your ass to the hospital with her. That's what you need to do. But, yeah, that's what I'll do. More Patreon uploads. Yeah, Lojo, I'm gonna get on that. It's some things that I'm trying to get in order, cause I know there's some things that I'm trying to find, and I kind of think I know where they might be that I want to put on there, but I haven't been able to confirm it. I'm working on confirming it, but in spite of that, I still got some stuff to put on there. And I'm gonna definitely be putting that on there soon. So yeah, you can look forward to that for sure. Flavor Talk works. Good looking with the $5 holla. But he doesn't have nobody to game him up, Freeze. Fresh is choking hard as hell right now. Sad story though. No brain tricking. Shaking my head. Yeah, like you said, he don't have nobody to game him up, but at the same time, he probably ain't. He's successful. He got money. He got clout. They got a big platform. So, his mind is probably like a closed parachute. It ain't working. Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. You dig? When your mind ain't open, man, when you got a closed mind and shit, it ain't working the way that it's supposed to. So, he might not even be open to like any type of, lacing or mentorship or anything like that. But if he is, it would be in his best interest to get laced up properly by somebody. Shit. He doing all this tricking. He's spending thousands of dollars on bracelets and things like that. He could for sure pay me for some game. Y'all get the message back to Fresh and Trick, man. I'll lace both of them dudes up, man, and have them giving out some proper game. If they want to give some game, man, they really ain't going about the shit right. But I know what to do with their ass, man, to make them, be even bigger than what they are, because as big as they are, it's a possibility to get even bigger. But, they're being very counterproductive, with themselves, and Freeze is the solution, you dig? Somebody let them know. Oh, wait. Student CA says, for $1 billion right now, cash wire, can you live out your time and not ever use the P word ever again? I'm not gonna make a deal like that, because basically what you're saying is, for $1 million cash wire right now, could I stop being myself? And I can't guarantee that. You know, I've been myself for so long, I don't know how to be nobody else. So that's pretty much saying, you know, can you bow down? Can you compromise who you are? Can you change who you are? And you know, money ain't everything. It's a lot of beautiful things that I'd be able to do with $1 billion, but you know, I'm a very valuable individual to a lot of people in spite of that. You know, of course, if I had $1 billion, I could figure out ways to be more valuable to more people. But I think as far as my value to people is where it's supposed to be, and it's going where it's supposed to go. So might sound crazy to a lot of people, but I don't know about that. Adrian K said, appreciate you chopping it up with us, P. I appreciate you as well for tuning in and tapping in with the pimpin'. You dig? Fresh student CA says, fresh or straight goofy, he's just a papered up average Joe. He's a laughing at him for everything kind of cat. Oh, he's a laughing at him for everything kind of cat. Regular dude, goofy like his name. Myron is a clown too. He made up his last name. His real name is Middle Eastern Jagit Jala La. Bad and he renamed him. Oh shit. And he renamed it Gains like bodybuilding. Damn, I didn't know that. But it don't surprise me though. You know, these dudes, you know, they obviously got some identity crisis going on, so the name change stuff don't surprise me. You mean do the right thing and take accountability? Yeah, that too, but, you know, a part of that, before you can be accountable, you got to confirm what you're being accountable to and for. So he don't even know for sure, at least from what's being put out there, what's being shown. He probably don't even know. He probably ain't even confirmed 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that she's really pregnant. He probably ain't even seen no proof. He just going off her word. And because he know that he was dumb enough to skeet in her, he believing it. But I'd have to confirm it first before I, you know, go off of anything. Right. That too. Daryl Hicks say plot twist. She's pregnant, but it's not his. That's a possibility too. That's what I'm saying. You got to get to the bottom of it. And, you know, I just don't believe that he's done any of that. Don P says, did you run with the Kevin Gentry brother? Nah, that sounds familiar. I'm trying to remember who Kevin Gentry is. That name sounds familiar though. She about to milk this. Sylvia say, yeah, it could all be clickbait too. For real. Student CA say, freeze, a moment to cry, laughing for the LA young heathen who using the toilet trying to talk with you last year. You talking about Edward Boo Boo Hands, man. Yeah. Shout out to Edward Boo Boo Hands, man. Hopefully he done picked up the healthy habit of washing his hands, man. I was just in the heat of the moment, man, because I didn't like the way people was coming at me, man. You know, putting these slanderous allegations on my name. But, you know, I didn't mean Edward Boo Boo Hands no harm, man. You know, he probably needed somebody like me to encourage him to be cleaner and wash his hands, you know, but I flashed on him, and I should have did that, man, because, you know, he snapped back at me, but he probably needed somebody to be there for him at the time, man. You know, he might not have never had nobody to encourage him to wash his hands and flush the toilet after he done using the bathroom, and encourage him to be fly and not get on live with hundreds of people watching and you sitting on a toilet, and not just any toilet, but a toilet in the public. You know what I mean? He probably didn't have nobody to teach him things like that. And that was probably, you know, him, you know, reaching out for me. It might have been like a cry for help. Like, Freeze, man, I'm unfly, I'm funky. You know what I mean? I need somebody to lace me up. And that's why he came on there. He came as he is, you know. And you know, I didn't treat him accordingly, man. I was wrong to him, you know. I could have been, you know, a lot more welcoming, and I probably could have been like a big brother from a distance to him. And, you know, at this point in time, hopefully he done found somebody to encourage him to wash his hands and wipe his ass accordingly and flush the toilet accordingly and not go live from public toilets, you know, doing things like that, you know. But hey, I wish Edward Boo Boo Hands the best. Freeze, did Malachi get at you about the songs for the Sinful Project? Bro, we really need you on it. Won't be right without you. Yeah, Malachi did actually get at me. Sepulveda, I'm gonna hit you too. We're gonna talk about it. Flavor Talk Work said he's gonna have to call Freeze for a consultation. He need to. Freeze and Fit podcast. No. Nah, you know, these dudes, they just ain't my type of guys to be cool with, man. They not my type of guys. Damn, what happened? Tripping. Flacco in the building. He say Daisy is a scammer. She might be a scammer, but she's not a very good one. She really ain't got no game like that. You know what I mean? She like I said, she hasn't fully embraced the identity of a 304. She hasn't said, you know what? I'm going to be a 304, and not just any 304, but I'm going to be the best 304 I can be. She didn't take time to really understand the game. You know, she, like I said, she like a lot of these Instagram chicks, man. Just think about it from a lot of these chicks' perspective. You a young lady, you figured out that masses of guys find you attractive, and, excuse me, you get all these guys getting at you in your DM. Some of them, as you become more popular, some of them are famous celebrities, athletes, rappers, singers, you know, what have you, content creators, whatever the case may be, right? So, and then on top of that, by you being this type of chick, you might be on the scene, you might be going to clubs and different venues and events and things like that, and you meet other chicks that have similarities to you, but the difference is, you know, they capitalizing on certain things. They getting guys to buy them, you know, jewelry or designer purses, or, you know, getting them to pay bills and things like that, little small shit. So, you know, you say to yourself, you know what, I can do that too. You know, and then you get wrapped up in that world, and next thing you know, you trying to finesse guys too. But you were encouraged by a chick who, little did you know, didn't really have no game. Little did you know, this chick that knew more than you was just a one-eyed chick in the land of the blind. You was blind, but you seen a chick with one eye and was like, ooh, she could see. Not thinking about, well, what if I had two eyes? Or what if I was, you know, what is it like to have two eyes? What can you do with two eyes? You know, you making all this happen with one eye, but what could I do if I use both of my eyes? You weren't thinking like that. You know, so that's the chick, that's the case with this Daisy chick. You know what I mean? She was blind. She more than likely seen what can be done with one eye. And so here she is now trying to do things and make things happen with one eye, but she ain't got both of her eyes open. You know what I mean? And she ain't got her third eye open, not nearly at all. You know, so that's what's going on, man. You know, it's the case of the blind not even leading the blind just being blind. You dig? Because if she had some more game about herself, you know, she could have did it, man. She could have did a whole, you know, of course I ain't gonna say certain things on here because that kind of game I'm not gonna give up for free. But man, the type of trick that Fresh and Tricks is, you know, Fresh Trick CEO and the Fit Trick, man, the type of tricks that they are, come on, man. If a chick got some game, boy, they easy to break on. Them dudes are easy to break on. Like both of them. But you know, these chicks don't be having no game. You know, Flacco on here saying she a scammer, but you know, how good of a scammer is she? She letting this dude shoot her party up for free. You know what I mean? Really, it's not even a price tag that you could put on that as a 304 or, you know, a scammer or whatever you, finesser, whatever you want to call her. If she was good at what she does, then why is she letting this dude go up in her raw, for one? Because whether or not he's, you know, skeeting in her, going up in her raw is ridiculous and outrageous and should never happen. If she's a professional at what she do, if she's a professional finesser, professional scammer, professional 304, whatever you want to call her, if she on her Ronnie from Players Club shit and using what she got to get what she want, going up in her raw should never be an option. And not only is she letting this dude go up in her raw, but she letting him skeet too. She letting him, you know, let off in her. Come on, man. You know, she might in her mind think that she's a finesser, a scammer, an escort, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. In her mind, she might think she's that. This chick ain't got no damn game, man. Zero game. You know? And I seen a lot of people saying that that video of her in the room with the trick was altered or not her, or, you know, all kind of stuff. People saying that video is questionable, right? But it very much sounded like her. That sounded a whole lot like her voice. And, you know, technology is a mother nowadays, so it's possible that somebody doctored that up. But I don't know, man. If that's her, you know, you could tell from that video that she ain't got no game. You did? So she could be, you know, quote unquote scammer, finesser, escort, whatever, but she's not a very good one. She thinking real small. Because, you know, you're not going to put yourself in such a vulnerable position like that. If she's really a scammer, if she really a 304, if she really a finesser or whatever, you're not going to make yourself vulnerable to your mark like that. He's a mark. He's a target. He's a trick. You're not going to make yourself vulnerable to your mark like that. You know what I mean? She gave up too much, too little. You're not going to allow your mark to go up in you raw and skeet up in you. And she ain't even got nothing from him. She ain't got no hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, she didn't do the Shy Glizzy or whatever her name is and get the boy for $500,000. She ain't do all that. You know, she saying he didn't pay for or went half, didn't even fully pay for, but went half on a bracelet. And, you know, they probably done went to some nice restaurants and, you know, he might have bought her an outfit or two or, some, you know, some other jewelry or whatever, did some nice things for her. But she let this man go up in her raw, like, just goofy. And totally backwards, thinking to herself, like, I could trap him with a baby and he gonna have to give me some money then. No, he's a trick. He gonna give you what you want without getting pregnant. You don't have to get pregnant. Hey, listen, man. It's some cold game out there. It's females breaking on tricks that they ain't never even seen physically before. Let alone let them go up in them and all that type of stuff, get in bed with them and all that. Hey, man, it's chicks breaking tricks for tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars that they ain't never seen before. Come on, man. You know, she just wasn't thinking big enough. Like I say all the time, man, how you see is how you gonna be. And if you see small, you gonna be small. So in order to be big, you got to see big. And she sees very small. And, you know, she's no different than a whole bunch of these chicks that think they cute and call themselves Instagram models. Like that's a profession when it ain't. You know, she ain't no different from the rest of them. She think real small. If she was thinking a lot bigger, man, she'd be doing bigger things. But, yeah, that's enough on that. Palm says, had you ever met Sharp before? No jumper or soft white underbelly? No. I haven't met Sharp personally. Shout out to Sharp though. You know, Sharp is you know, he's definitely official because I know some official guys that have vouched for him and his history ain't no mystery. He been around and he's been about what he says he's about. And yeah, shout out to him, you know. Much love and respect for Sharp. But no, I didn't know him. I knew of him before Soft White Underbelly and No Jumper and all that. I was familiar with who he was, but I didn't know him. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Sharp though. Walter calls his gameplay of his a Hail Mary. He broke down the play on an episode of Fresh and Fit. He calls it a Hail Mary. Yeah, you probably this has been exposed. Yeah, here am I. You probably came in late, but yeah, we touched on the Hail Mary whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't call that no game, but the Hail Mary play, we spoke about that and broke that down a little earlier, which he's goofy as hell for exposing himself as having done the Hail Mary before. He tried the Hail Mary in this case and failed miserably. You dig? She gonna cry in the car. Y'all stupid. Right, here am I. This is a case of Dumb and Dumber. Precisely. For surely. Definitely. Let's read these comments. Sylvia say it's way past my bedtime. I'm already knowing, but it's all good though. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. The bottom line is, like I said before, there's nothing wrong with paying for game. There's nothing wrong with paying for anything that you find valuable. If you see value in something, and that value means that much to you, there's nothing wrong with paying for that. Game is no exception for that, right? So, you know, people have paid Fresh and Fit for information on how to be a high value man, on how to talk to women and approach women. And, you know, you're not wrong for wanting to do that. But it is in your best interest that if you're going to pay someone for some information, to get the information from somebody who is being the message that they're bringing. And there's plenty of evidence at this point that Fresh Trick CEO and the Fit Trick, Fresh and Fit, Fresh and Trick, there's plenty of evidence that they are not walking like they talking. They are not at all being the message that they bring. So it's plenty of evidence of that on the internet. You dig? And not just that, but like if you're that type of person, if you're the type of person that walks how you talk, if you're being the message that you bring, you know what it is. So, you know, even though somebody may have a message that's different from yours, or they may have information that you don't have, you still got to be able to identify, you know, whether somebody is qualified or not. You got to be able to identify credentials. That's like me. I'm not a law expert. I haven't ever, you know, I don't have a formal education when it comes to law. But because I'm the message that I bring, if I get into a situation where I need to hire a lawyer, I know what to look for. I know how to determine that this is somebody that's qualified to represent me. Right? I'm going to check their credentials, and then I'm going to have a certain type of conversation with them to see where their head is at, what their intentions are, you know, what they about. You know? And if I find value in, you know, their representation as an attorney, then I'm gonna, you know, put my money towards that value. But just because somebody says they're a lawyer don't mean they're a good one. Just because somebody tells you that they have information on how to be a high value man doesn't mean that it's good information. And it doesn't mean that, you know, they're the right person to get information from. You dig? So yeah, man, just pay attention, man. And bottom line, Fresh and Fit, they're total antonyms to the message that they bring. They the total opposite of the message that they bring. They not at all walking how they talking, man. And I'm not no hater. You know, I wish them guys the best. But hey, man, you know, and I can't be mad at people for being finessed by them. Or I can't be mad at them for, you know, people, you know, being finessed by them. Hey, they going to be who they are. People going to be who they are. It's on you to determine what type of people are and, you know, decide to deal with them accordingly. You know, if I allow myself to get played, I ain't going to be mad at the player. I'm going to be mad at myself for allowing myself to be played. You dig? It's been, you know, certain 304s that I've had in my life when I was younger that may have played me on, you know, minor scales, you know, that served as learning experiences. But I was never mad at them. You know, I just looked at myself. And I wasn't even mad at myself. I just looked at myself and came sharper with game. Used it as a learning experience and came back tighter the next time. That's why I always say, you know, a pimp get greater with every holded blow. And they ain't do nothing but make me greater. So if you have spent money with Fresh and Fit for some information, don't be mad. You know, don't be mad at them. Don't be mad if the information ain't what you thought it was going to be. Just take it as a learning experience, man, to come back sharper with game the next time. You dig? But we going to wrap this thing on up. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. You already know what I mean by that. Hit that like button. And you know I got to hydrate my game one more time before we get up out of here. Put some of this good old love juice, this H to the Izzo, in my body. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, man. We're going to wrap this thing up. As always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in with a pimp. I appreciate all the comments, questions, jokes, input, feedback, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for sharing this video. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate you for all the super chats, the PayPals, the Cash Apps. I appreciate you for your support in every which way that you come with it, man. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Freeze is it. If you out in traffic moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. And as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out.